Fantastic.
Hi, people who have been waiting for this and who are not here yet. I appreciate it. How are you, Joe?
I'm pretty good on the whole, Cleo. I got to play in a head-to-head pinball stream last night.
Yeah, I saw you advertising that, but it was past my bedtime, so.
No, that's understandable. Yeah, I had a lot of fun though. But yeah, that flyer was fun to make. They sent me a picture of Manu, the other guy, and the guy running the event was like, "Hey, can you take a picture in a similar pose?" And I'm like, "I can do exactly the same pose in exactly the same clothes. We're doing this."
Okay, I'm just.
I could take this way too far.
Yeah, but that's kind of how we met. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I got recommended that video for the first time. Ever.
Which one?
You know which one. The one
the a call out video?
Yeah, a few serious words for zombie Cleo.
Nice.
I got that one. It's like the first time it's ever been recommended just to me. Mm-hmm. So, that was nice to see. It was kind of like, oh, it is there. It is there. So, yeah. Okay, what are you doing today, Joe?
I have some architecture and garden books, and I was gonna sketch some different gardens and buildings and stuff, just to kind of free my mind from the constraints of Minecraft, to see like how do people do this stuff in the real world type of thing. Mm-hmm. And
we've established they don't.
People just throw whatever together. It's fine.
It's fine. Planning
That's how we get like Frankenstein Zillow posts.
Okay, well, I am working on the bullet journal, finishing off February, because it's going to start soon, and that's probably a good idea. I'm just flicking through some of the stuff I've got.
Now, for the folks who weren't here last week, because we might have a totally different crowd today, since different people might be free on Friday than on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so your bullet journal, this theme for February was...
musicals!
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So the first one is a Hamilton reference, and this one is just... The title page is just... Kitty, shush. We're not paying attention to you, except I'm giving you pets right now.
Well, that sounds like attention, Cleo.
I know, but it's really difficult to not give her attention. She's so cute. Thank you for the biddies, Paleo. So yes, I've got a Hamilton quote there. This is Trail to Oregon page, which I quite enjoy as a concept. This one is Les Mis. This one is Sweeney Todd. This one is War of the Worlds. And I'm trying to figure out a theme for this one. I've got Nice and Sparkles. So I've got like... I actually don't know what the month of those... Okay, I'm going to put in some dates. Did I do that for the last one? Because I've got a similar theme to that one currently going last week. Okay, I put stuff in here. I need to know what a theme is. Wicked I could do. Cats.
Oof, but no one mourns the wicked.
I do. Everyone should have somebody to mourn them, even for like a minute.
Oh, we should have sold lilies for wicked people's graves at our flower shop. We could have. We really didn't go all in on theming the way we could have, maybe.
Yeah. Do I like Notre Dame de Paris? Like, as in the cathedral? Yeah, it was nice when I went there. Okay. Before the fire, it was very pretty. The musical. The only Hunchback musical I've seen is the one that which was a bootleg adaptation of the Disney's Hunchback, which is way better than like the Disney version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because like what's his face, the evil guy has a connection. Like it was like the Hunchback was his nephew, rather than anything else. So it was cool. if I was going to do this one as a Wicked version, that's really difficult to do because the iconography on Wicked is green face, effectively. So, you know, I could do little green potion bottles because that's a thing in Wicked. Yeah. So, you know, okay, we'll go silver and green for this one because I like green. Green is my favourite colour. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you. You're so ready for a nice, calming stream. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Are we going to get it? No, but it's good to hope. Okay. And draw my lines in green. So what did you say you were going to do today?
I'm reviewing books about architecture and pond design and gardening. Like, okay. Or not gardening, like how to prepare individual flowers, but more like how to select a site for your garden. How to make sure the lines of visibility are good, that sort of thing.
Also, like architecture-wise, kind of like for Minecraft, maybe.
Exactly, and so I was going to look through these books and maybe do a few sketches based on those. But yeah, I got these from the local library. I kind of struck out when I was looking for good books on electronics, but they had plenty of good books on architecture and garden design. So, yay.
Heather's cat's Joseph. I actually enjoyed... I could do rainbows if I did Joseph.
And I could have an amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
You could, Joe. I could. You could. I'm agreeing with you. See?
Draw me with a Dreamcoat, Cleo.
I don't think I have the capacity to draw people. You know? It's just not a thing I can do. I've realised I've gone too close to everything else, so I need to just go close with everything. That's poor planning on Cleo's part. That's fine. Everything's poor planning on Cleo's part. And I've also noticed that these individual space, like Monday has I'm doing a lot on that Monday, apparently, is what I'm saying. So, you know, it's got a lot of space there. And Thursday, not so much. Not so much on a Thursday. That's fine.
So, Cleo, one thing that's already jumping out at me is they talk about how if your pond is in a low-lying area, you need to surround it with a gravel-filled trench to drain any excess runoff.
Yeah.
And, like, it would have never occurred to me to make a trench of gravel around a pond in Minecraft. But, like, I bet if you saw it, you'd go, oh, okay. Like, it would feel right in a way you wouldn't expect, right?
I'm not convinced that's true. Do I have certain days I record videos? No, I have. Hey, Cameron, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good time. I didn't even see what you were streaming. Sorry about that. No, recording videos is a kind of when I'm ready to do it thing, personally. Joe, I'm pretty sure, has a schedule, though. So
kind of. I mean, I record videos during my streams. The goal is to try to record 7 minutes of usable footage a night. But realistically, I usually get 45 seconds, which is why my videos take about 9 days to record rather than the 4 that I'm going for. So, yeah.
No, I feel that, Joe. I feel that, like, really hard. There's you know... I go in and say, right, I'm going to get this video finished today. It's going to be great. 7 days later, still doing it.
Yeah, what really got me last season was I kept trying to, like, I would open the video saying, this is what we're going to get done today. And then I would realize this is a 9-day project and not a 3-day project. Over and over.
This is where
and so that's why I'm trying to make sure that my next season's plans, like, that I've kind of figured out a lot of the hard problems architecturally in the creative test world, which I've never done before. I've never had a creative world that I pre-built stuff in. And so I'm really trying to make sure I have those problems solved before I start recording the episode. So I'm not moving the same wall 15 times.
That feels pointed, but okay.
What? That was me. I moved the same wall 15 times.
I'm aware.
Okay. Cleo, one thing I'm learning too is apparently there's a difference in pond styles between formal ponds and informal ponds. So some of them, if you're going to have a pond that simulates nature, you need to surround it with wild-looking plants. But if you're doing a geometric pond, you need to have the plants and architecture complemented. like, this is stuff that, as I'm saying it out loud, sounds so stupidly obvious. I'm like, oh yeah, Corrales does this all the time. It never, like, I don't think I could have formulated that.
Right, read that sentence to me again.
I'm not reading it out loud. I'm...
Right. Paraphrase that. What is the concept?
So, there's two basic styles of pond. Formal pond and informal pond.
Yeah.
A formal pond conforms to strict geometric shapes, and they should reflect architectural features and neat formal plantings.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas an informal pond should simulate nature and be surrounded by a wild-appearing setting.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but, like, I never really... Like, I've probably built a few ponds in Minecraft in my day, but I never really thought about them, right?
No, I mean, I think most of our Minecraft career has been just trying to keep on with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And being able to sit down and plan has been kind of a game changer, because, you know, knowing what's coming next is important.
Yeah.
Kitty? No.
Okay, there's a whole page on pond lighting here that I can skip because lights don't work that way in Minecraft. Ooh, pond options. It's always good to feel like you have options, right, Cleo?
Oh, absolutely. Do we have options though in real life? No, but you know, it's good to dream.
Oh yeah. I could never build a pond in real life, at least not for me. If somebody else was like, "Hey Joe, I'm putting a pond in my backyard. You want to come help?" I would be like, "That sounds awesome."
That sounds like like a day out.
But I don't have the capacity. I don't have like a place to build a pond.
Yet.
Yay, apartment life, right?
Yet.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, everybody I've ever talked to who has a pond says they're more work than they're worth.
Oh yeah,
because...
I absolutely 100% would not get a pond.
Yeah.
So I see where you're going with it, but yeah.
So I probably wouldn't actually... Well, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things, like, if I found, like, oh, this is the sort of thing I enjoy. I enjoy having a pond. I enjoy doing the work to keep the pH balance right and stuff. Because in some ways it's like a swimming pool, but different, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. You
gotta, like, have filtration and stuff depending on the size of it, or if you have fish in there, or local... So you don't poison the local wildlife, basically.
I mean, it's preferable to not poison the local wildlife, but, you know, we take what we can get.
Yeah. A lot of this is about pond liners, which doesn't really matter in Minecraft. No. But it is kind of funny if you have wool at the bottom of your pond in Minecraft as a liner. I also think it's funny if I do make certain decisions in Minecraft, and I'm like, obviously we have to do this for runoff reasons when it rains and stuff.
Just
like
trolling.
When I was doing the roof of the Drawn and Courtier, I talked a lot about like how in the summer you want the air to go like this, and in the winter you want the air to do this, and this is why the roof is shaped like that. And it's just me, like, I mean, technically I was saying things that were factually true about airflow, but are completely unnecessary in Minecraft.
Yeah, no, I can see how that would work. I do enjoy making things like that. People do comment on that a lot. If you do that, kind of like the. Well, that doesn't apply in Minecraft. Are you thinking I'm not aware that it doesn't apply in Minecraft? I'm aware. I've lived on this earth for 41 years. I know. You need fish to keep the pond clean, but then you have to care for the fish. Ugh, caring for things.
Yeah.
When does it go from a puddle to a pond? That's a good question. Joe?
If it has a liner, that would be an argument for it being a pond rather than... Like, a puddle is incidental. I think intention is really it.
Makes sense.
Does a bathtub count as a pond? Blaze the Banana says it's a swimming pool that can support life. Or it's kind of like an outdoor aquarium in a lot of ways. I like this. There's a great sentence here. The most effective waterfalls consist of a series of small pools connected by short cascades. Yeah, because that's one thing, too, is when I've done waterfalls in the game before, I haven't put a lot of thought into, like... I'm just like, there should be a waterfall here. But, like, ooh, a short cascades? That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's something that you could totally look at, I suppose, and doing in Minecraft.
Yeah, the meter resolution for stuff in Minecraft really limits you on kind of some of these things, though.
This is true.
Ooh, there's a whole thing on streams. If you're building like a stream with a pump with a waterfall, basically. Ooh, it's called a water course. That sounds cool.
It does. It does sound cool.
These are fantastically elaborate.
What, in an architectural book? Trying to teach people about architecture, things are elaborate.
Yeah, I know. It's like they want you to put work into it. Oh, okay. Here's all the electrical requirements for the pumps. We're not going to bother with those. Ooh, types of fountains. Geyser, inverted cone, tier, fleur-de-lis, basket weave. Yeah, that's one thing about the meter-wide fountains, too, or the meter-wide water flow, is you can't have, like, armor stand fountains, necessarily, that, like, look right.
I mean,
you know,
I don't, which is why I'm trusting your expertise. You're the one with the book. That's how that works.
An example of one of these in-pond statuaries is two kids under an umbrella, where the pumps the water up through the umbrella shaft, so the water comes out over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a pretty interesting idea. What book is this? This book is called Ponds and Fountains, Step-by-Step Projects.
So it's an architectural book, but for like real architectural people, or like people like you?
This is more of a hobbyist, like backyard hobbyist book. So okay. Like it does cover like, hey, in order to not die from electrical problems, you know, here's how you like do this. Here's how to avoid this flooding your backyard. Like there's a lot of stuff like make sure you dig this actually 3 feet deep for this reason. Like, so it does kind of get into some of the, like, this is for people who are actually going to do this to do it right, you know?
Okay, so
it's not just like, hey, here's a quick pond hack. Welcome, Pond YouTube. You got some rocks? Throw them around a puddle. You're done. Don't let other people make this complicated. People will be like, hey, you want to put in a bridge? You should bury those posts. Don't bury the posts. Just cut them to the length of the ground, you know? And then just rest them on the dirt. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Did you say you can't make a waterfall in armor stands?
Well, no. I'm saying if you wanted to make the water come out of the armor stand, like let's say that we made an armor stand of me with like a watering can, watering flowers or something like that. We couldn't have a water stream that was like the right size to come out the tip of the.
No, okay, I see where you're going. However, I could use armor stands to make a fake water stream there.
Ooh, that's true. It wouldn't move.
It wouldn't move.
It must be used pistons.
I mean, you can move armor stands.
Yeah,
they could be used for pistons, or I mean, if you put, was it soul sand, the thing that bubbles them up, they jump up and down. So, Zephyrus resubscribed. That's a 7-month resubby. Thank you very much indeed. Bloody pond tubers. I like the idea of pond tubing.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, like, is if I was gonna have a pond, like, there's no way that it would not be, like, a whole YouTube project.
Oh, like, when you move house eventually and have your own place, like, that's just free content at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's so free, Cleo. You pay for the liner and the rocks and the water and the fish.
No, but if you're doing it anyway...
If you're doing it anyway.
You might as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but what I've done is I've used my white gel pen, which is rubbish. If you've got any ideas for a better white gel pen, please let me know, because that does not work very well.
No. This is a big book.
I've used that to draw the numbers on the dark bottles, so it looks thing. I do think I need kind of like either an Emerald City or... broomstick, maybe. I can do a little tiny witch on a broom. I'm just trying to figure out where to put it though.
Okay. So I've got Frank Lloyd Wright's Natural Design Organic Architecture, with photography by Alan Weintraub and text by Alan Hess. The two Allens, every time they work together, it's always good. Okay. So let's move these colored pencils out of the way here. So Lessons for Building Green from an American Original. So I'm hoping there's some pictures in here that like give me some sort of idea of something interesting to sketch for Minecraft. Because this is technically an art stream. We're not just looking at art. We're also hoping to actually do some. Okay, turning off that light does not help as much as I thought it would. The glare.
No, probably not. I feel like this webcam is slightly messed up, but you can't tell. The webcam is fine. What it is I've got it flipped. So, just like using proper white paint pens instead. That's true. That's true. I'd really need a really fine nib on that, though. And those expensive.
Well, if you write exactly over whatever you were trying to get rid of, it'll come out perfectly.
It's a white sliver on the top half of the left side. That'll do. I'm fine with that. It's blurry. Shouldn't be. Well, it's how cameras work at this point. At least how this one works. I'm not going to check it, to be honest. It's fine for what we're doing right now. You don't see the white sliver. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not. It's cool. You see when you tell Cleo not to worry about things, she stops. Not that she was particularly worried in the first place. Okay. Little witch. Little tiny witch.
So it's funny, like, I knew Frank Lloyd Wright did a bunch of houses, but, like, I didn't even know he did skyscrapers, too. Apparently, in 1952, in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, he designed a modern skyscraper called Price Tower, which is supposed to echo the trunk and branches of a tree.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess it kind of does that. I'm not sure I see it, but you know what? I'm not brilliant the way Frank Lloyd Wright is brilliant. It's something.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, he has the floors cantilevered like branches. Interesting. I feel like season 7 was very urban in a lot of ways with the what is that North Shopping District area Scar and B-Dubs built? Something Uwu Town.
Yeah, Uwu Town. Yeah, I remember Uwu Town. You all remember Uwu Town, don't you?
Yeah, whatever it was. I don't know.
What am I doing? I'm making my bullet journal for February. Its theme is musicals. This particular theme is Wicked, because, you know. And if you've ever seen the Disney, this isn't in the musical, but the Disney version, she flies away with green smoke. So it's my tiny witch on a little broom with the green smoke. Aquuwu Town. Aquuwu Town.
Aquuwu Town, that's right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Formerly Aquawo Town. Thank you, Brian Kwiatkowski.
And Huntraconi.
Okay.
The OWO has been turned off.
Right, did is very blocky, so that helps.
Mm. The OWO has been turned off because I'm still kind of recovering. So, you know, you might get it late. I might stream later tonight, and you might get it then. But at the moment, I'm very. It's not an early morning thing. I'm not going to lie. What's bullet journaling? Okay, bullet journaling is where you... it's basically what it says. It's a personal made journal. Now, a lot of people, if you look on YouTube, they use it for art projects, and that's how I've decided to do it. So if I go back to January. So I decided that citrus was going to be my theme for January. So I have a quotes page that's going to help me for that month. And then title page. There's a quick shot of the calendar. And then I've got habit trackers. As you can see, I'm doing when I'm eating right. I did very well at the beginning of the year. Then my fridge freezer broke. And now I'm doing much better. You know, and this is my mood tracker. You just colour it in each wedge for however it is you're feeling. The darker the colour for me, the better I'm doing. Then you've got, each week has like entry pages where you put in what you're going to be doing, and then you've got some things that you need to fill out. This is next month. Not next month, next week. Is it? God, it's nearly the end of January. So next week is these 2 pages, and then I've got my meal planner, which I just decided to add in. And then I've got my February one, which is so that theme was citrus. This one is musicals. Hamilton quote title page, which was just generic musical. Then I've got the calendar page, and this one's Travel to Oregon. And then I've got my habit tracker, which is Les Mis, my mood tracker, which is Sweeney Todd. I did find a quote that I felt comfortable putting in a mood tracker that wasn't about death and destruction, so you know,
nice.
Yeah, so life is for the alive, my dear. That's not quite as bad as all the others that were being suggested. My War of the Worlds page, which I'm going to really enjoy. In Sweeney Todd, yeah, life is for the alive. The thing is that Todd is dead inside is the thing.
My favorite, I don't know if you saw the episode of The American Office where they go see one of the office workers is in a local community playhouse production of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
And they have an episode where the whole office goes to see it. And the boss starts talking during the overture. And the guy in charge of the warehouse goes, "Michael, shush! If you don't pay attention during the overture, you won't recognize the themes when they reemerge later in the play." And I love that because every time I put on a new musical in the car and my daughter's like, "Daddy, do we have to listen to this? Can't we listen to Hamilton?" I get to repeat that directly to her. "Corinne, if you don't pay attention during the overture, you won't recognize the themes when they reemerge later in the work." That's my I use that more than "that's what she said," which is another big Office quote. Although they didn't come up with that, obviously.
No. Obviously, for the War of the Worlds musical, Ula is the only thing that works because that is also kind of bleak. And then this one's Wicked. So, you know, that one's a nice, simple one, I think. That works. That works. I'm not sure if I prefer this style or of journaling or this style. I think I prefer this style, actually, where you get the boxes rather than... But I'm going to give it a couple of times, I think, and we'll see where we go from there. Is it a leap year this year? It's all right, I'll go check. Is it divisible
by 4? I feel like it's not.
I'll go check, it's fine.
It's not a leap year.
No, it's not a leap year. It's fine. How do you stay motivated to do spreads for each month? I struggle to consistently do spreads if they're quite a bit of effort. I think bullet journaling is one of those things that if you don't have time for you, like it's this sort of like if you can't find fresh, store bought is fine. If you don't have the time to keep it up, then just do the date with a line, the day with a line, and that's all you really need. You don't have to make it pretty. If you want it functional, it doesn't have to be pretty. And when you have the time, you can go and doodle in your bullet journal. Also, I have This Time with Joe every week I mean, February's took me what? This is the second week on February's plan. But, you know, if I wasn't doing this, I would be sewing, you know? So I might as well work on what I'm doing. This is really cute and you're really good at drawing. Thank you. That's also why I want to do it, because I haven't drawn in like... I want to say I haven't really properly drawn since 2003. So, you know, it's getting back to where I was actually decent. I mean, I did a lot of digital art, so... I try not to watch bullet journal videos, Delilah, because I don't want to copy anyone else. And a lot of the bullet journal community is cutesy. And I'm not really cutesy.
Yeah, you're just cute, see?
Thank you. I mean, and I don't want to be accused of like stealing anyone else's designs or anything like that. So I just I watched a couple of videos from I don't know who, and then I just sort of like, right, I can do this on my own. I'm gonna do it.
Man, if I had just waited like an extra 30 seconds, I could be like, you're just accused, see?
Well done. Oh, everyone have a drink. Your adult daughter started this year, having seen your streams. It does help with your mental health. If you want a project that you can just look back on as well, that's really nice. Those people are a little too extra. I just go with the flow for yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Badger. It's a case of, I mean, this is a bit extra for me. I mean, even as simple as it is, it's a bit much. But you know, part of this is, I have to admit, a bit performative because you guys are here, you know. But the actual use of it, I mean, I'm trying not to show trade secrets. I mean, I use it even like this week. I do use it less time than I did in the first week, but I do put things in it and it does help. You can make it suit your needs, yeah. That's fine. You know, you like. I tend to use it as a planning tool rather than as a journal. Sometimes I will put things down that have happened that day, like just write a sentence or something. I haven't done that this year at all, though. Maybe I should get back to that, but. Like, again, part of that is performative. I don't need to show you guys my innermost thoughts if I'm flicking back through. But for me, it's mostly a planning tool, so it's all good. You've never been to a stream before? Oh, well, welcome then. Right, so that is... So we've had War of the Worlds, we've had Wicked. I kind of want to do Hairspray, because me and my sister went to see Hairspray recently. And that's fun. Rocky Horror I need to do, yes. Oh, that's probably fitting, thinking about it.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at this, and it's like Frank Lloyd Wright designed a whole bunch of houses that were hemicircular, which means all of the walls are curved. Which sounds great. That's
horrible.
Until you start trying to put the furniture in. I'm looking at the furniture these people have, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have to be rich to be able to, like, you'd have to get so much custom stuff. But, I mean, I guess at the point where you're buying a Frank Lloyd Wright house or commissioning one,
yeah,
in the 1950s, you're rich. Yeah, like, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, this would be a nightmare. Nothing I own would work.
Would fit in this house. No. You'd have to have single chairs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, or like... Yeah, it's just weird.
It just couldn't. Thank you, Hibbikin, for the resub. That's 10 months. Woo, so much time just lurking. Yes.
I think one of these is used as Tony Stark's house in the Avengers movies.
Okay, so I feel like I need to do Rocky Horror because of the fact that Meatloaf... was it yesterday or today that he died? I think it was today.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
and he was in Rocky Horror, so that feels.
And a lot of people know him as Meatloaf, but in death, he has a name, and that name is Robert Paulson.
Yeah. But if I was to ask most people who Robert Paulson was, they would go,
the guy who voices Yakko from Animaniacs. I actually met him at a convention once.
Really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's one of the fun things about going to conventions is you get to meet a bunch of people. And the weird thing is, like, Cleo, you would think that you and I aren't very famous, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you go to stuff like this, other people there who are also kind of semi-famous will be like, oh, hey, I'm hanging out with Robert Paulson. You want to come say hi? It's like, oh, okay. Yes. Like,
obviously.
Yeah, like, okay, this is nice.
This is a little weird, but thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a lot weird, but thank you.
Yeah, no, I see that. I see that.
It's so strange being in this weird level of recognizability.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
So I'm specifically looking for, like, luckily a lot of these buildings are very big and weird. And so I'm hoping to get some inspiration for possible ideas for the HHH depot.
That's
which
cool.
Cleo and I would be building a rough outline of in the first episode, just to kind of get the chests in and stuff for storage. But, like, honestly, some of the semicircular buildings might be interesting, because it's kind of like... Well, the thing is, Cleo, like, we wouldn't necessarily have to build it day one. We just have to kind of mark out the land, right? But the other thing is, hemicircles look good in Minecraft, but they're actually just take part of the arc of a circle, right? Like, it's compared to what we were doing, like that castle with all its angles and stuff.
Those dang angles
is ludicrously difficult, like, in comparison. Like, this is something that would look impressive, but not take as much work. That's kind of what I'm trying to do a better job of. What you're going for.
That's fair.
How can we get the same amount of payoff without redoing it 25 times, right?
Yes, that's fair.
Brian Kwiatkowski says we're the Diet Coke of famous. I mean, I think we're more like the RC Cola of famous, but
yeah, with Fanta, or
we're
R White's lemonade if you're British.
I would not compare anybody to Fanta unless they were Nazis.
Okay.
Well, because that's what they Germany retasked all of its Coca-Cola plants to produce Fanta during the war.
I didn't.
They couldn't get the ingredients for it. Yeah. So that's like, if you're a Nazi and you can't get the ingredients to make Coke, what can you make? Fanta. I don't think that's us. I don't think that's how I would describe us.
Thanks for the thanks for that.
Yeah. That could have been very awkward if you suggested that in a different company.
I mean, I don't think most people know that. But thank you for the warm.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, that's a bit much for me, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, Melons Away says there's been surprisingly little trauma so far this stream.
Yeah. We're getting up to it. It's fine. I mean, there are dots, but doing freehand is not an unknown skill. Just because you can do it doesn't mean everyone else can. You see? That's how it works. Do I want to put an S in? I'm using red and black for Rocky Horror because that seems fitting.
Yeah. So apparently one of the problems that a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright's existing buildings have is people keep trying to turn them into museums. Like architectural museums for tourists to visit.
Oh.
But museums have a bunch of, like, legal requirements for maintaining humidity and things like that and temperature and stuff, that his houses were not designed with their natural airflows to accommodate. And so they end up having to retrofit the houses for advanced AC systems. But it's supposed to be an architectural museum that shows off the airflow of the house, and it's just stupid, basically.
Okay. I don't know what sort of motifs I would want for Rocky Horror. So chat, if you're thinking about motifs, obviously there is the castle on the hill with the moon behind it. There's that. Mm-hmm. But what else? I mean, bloody axes, of course. Corsets, gold shorts. Don't have any gold, but that would be a thing. I was heels. Confessions, never watched Rocky Horror. It's okay, Joe's not watched Rocky Horror.
Nope, because everybody has a different opinion about how to do it right for your first watch, and they don't agree. And so
the first time you should watch it is however you want to. I mean, it's nice watching it in a theatre, but if you don't know the songs, you're going to start feeling uncomfortable when people start joining in. So, you know. Liger Gaming has resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you very, very much. And if I didn't thank Unknown already, thank you for the biddies. I've just noticed those. Just sit and watch it. Yeah, I mean, just sit and watch it is good because, you know. I mean, it was very important to me as a baby boy. Mm-hmm. Because it was one of those things that you didn't see, you didn't experience in like mainstream culture. You weren't ever told it was okay. Mm-hmm. So, you know, being in a place where everyone is like you or accepting of you is really nice. So
well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, I know it's got some flack for its wording, but it's a case of it was the appropriate wording at the time. They did try and be respectful, for example, in a kind of way. And lots of people coming to it now see problems in it, which it's a case of you have to take it in the time that it was made. They were being respectful in the time, but you know, a lot of people currently don't see that. Jamon has resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you very much. Eddie's bike, yeah. I think the lips is the way to go at this point. Maybe I could have like little lips and then have the like in different. It would have to be red, but unfortunately my red is very pink, so the lips are going to be problematic. What did I teach Cleo? Children.
Wait, the fireplace is set in a curtained inglenook. Okay, I thought Inglenook was just the name of that made-up place in Dirk Gently. I didn't know that was a real word. Mm. Define Inglenook. A space on either side of a large fireplace. An inglenook or chimney corner is a recess that adjoins a fireplace. Ingle is the Old Scots word for domestic toast. Fire. And nook is always meant nook. See, okay, I got it.
I can tell the people who have been to live shows compared to the people who've only watched the movie at this point. Paleo Cheered Biddies, thank you very, very much. Oh, and choo-choo! We have a hype train. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Joe. I really do appreciate that. It does mean a lot. I'm going to have to... Right, me and Joe were talking about... Because you know how my fridge broke, chat? Like a couple of weeks ago?
How broke is it?
Incredibly. But yeah, my sofa broke again. Again, I say again. It's never broken before. My sofa broke, and then me and Joe were talking about, yeah, you need to get a computer. in case your computer breaks. And I'm like, no.
Well, I mean, realistically, when you do something for a living, you kind of need to have 2 of everything.
Yeah, I know.
Like, downtime is dangerous.
How do you break a sofa? Well, it's a recliner, and it's literally 3 months out of warranty. And one of the supports that keeps everything tucked away when you want it tucked away, has sheared. And
So is it like a wooden support? Because you can go buy.
No, it's one of the metal ones. I don't know how it did it. So it's broken, you know?
Mm.
And now the recliner, instead of doing this, it looks like this. Because one of them is always out and I have to climb over it every time I go to the bathroom or go upstairs or just... It's so awkward. I need a new one. Blowtorch. I don't
Could you
have a
Could you push the whole thing against the wall?
No. Because, of course, it's on the side that has a little indent on the wall.
Okay, so you could, because I was going to say, like, at that point, you could use the wall to support it, which you wouldn't make it safe to sit on, but at least you wouldn't have to climb over it.
Yep. It's just a pain. Thank you, the ferret, who has resubscribed for 9 months. You got your Twitch baby. Just wanted to say you're amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm all right. Thank you, McLesley, for the biddies, and thank you, Steezix, for the biddies as well. It's very much appreciated, trust me. Metal fatigue is so annoying. I mean, things break, I get it, but it's not an old sofa is the thing, and it's literally just out of warranty, so it's just like...
How long is the warranty over there?
A couple of years.
So it's a 2-year-old sofa.
It's
and 3 months.
3-year-olds. It's a 3-year-old sofa. So, and yeah, had to constantly soldering the old metal bed because it was so poorly made. Unfortunately, I don't have the wherewithal to fix this. I was looking in like how I could like join it together, and you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if it was a wooden support, I would say you could get a metal plate and some screws on and attach it on either side. You know.
Yeah, but no, it's quite a delicate bar as well, and I'm thinking, well, why did you design it like for this reason?
Can you replace the bar entirely?
I don't think I can. I don't think I can, and I'm not entirely sure that.
Like, is it welded at the top to the other parts, or is it like clamped in somehow?
I didn't look that far up, but I know that the end closest to it is a screw.
Okay. So if you could unscrew it, you might be able to get a replacement bar.
Maybe.
That might be okay.
That might be okay. I'll look into it. People talking about Rocky Horror in the chat. I appreciate that. Like I
just
say.
can't imagine being able to hire an architect. Like, like I've never lived in a newly, like I've never lived in a place that like my family designed or anything. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, that's
just
for
buy
rich
whatever
people.
or rent whatever we could, you know?
Yeah. No. Let's be honest. It's for rich people designing your own house.
Oh boy. Like, I'm just sorry. Like my brain is overwhelmed looking at these homes.
Well, you're just looking at it going, yeah, I would like to live in a house that was designed for me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, could you imagine talking to somebody about like, oh, could we design it so that when the sofa breaks, I don't have to climb over the broken sofa, please?
I would need more space. And Hypothermic Haddock gifted a month sub to Badger. Thank you very much, Hypothermic Haddock. That's appreciated.
Well, I suppose this is what Minecraft is for.
Yeah. You know, I need that update that sub goal to something higher. Actually, this month's subs are low for this current point. I know it says that, but most of those are about to run out. So I know it says it's high, but it's about to go down. promise you. It's fine, though. It is what it is. Twitch still have me on a livable wage. It's fine. You want it just out? Maybe. Jeez. Thank you, Socks. Glad I took my pen off the paper just then. Oh, thank you, Socks, for the 10 community gift subs. And thank you, Homicidal Hippie, for the 100 bits. Thank you very much. It's okay, Socks. Never apologise for donations. Jeez. Thank you. I think we all need to just, like, if I mess up, it's fine. I'm not precious about things so long as you guys aren't. This is not my living, the bullet journaling. This is what I do. This is my living, the streaming, but the bullet journaling is not. So, we're all good. We're all good.
So I think I found something worth drawing. This is kind of an interesting
13, 14,
layout for like a chest column.
15, 16, 17. Right. Thank you, NX Super, for the biddies. It's fine. Hey, NJ, how you doing, hun? It's good to see ya. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if I do this layout for next month, I can, because the next week, because it's 8 days, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I would fill up the whole page of that one instead of having a notes box. That's fine. That's fine. I've decided that I don't use notes enough to keep it in everything, so I can doodle stuff in the notes box. I'm doing well. I'm all right. I'm all right, NJ. Strabble, it's Holy Grail the musical. What? What's Holy Grail the musical? Like is there a Holy Grail musical?
Like a Monty Python Holy Grail? Or like...
That sounds like something that would happen.
I mean, yeah, that's plausible. That's I don't know whether it's licensed properly.
Spamalot. Yes, of course, Spamalot.
Ah, yeah, I haven't seen that.
Neither have I. But I feel like I should. I'm actually trying to get like a Hamilton ticket for my birthday. That's what I've decided for.
Yeah, I took my daughter right before the pandemic. That was her big Christmas present a few years ago, was getting to go see Hamilton, and she loved it and I loved it. It was fantastic. So it's worth seeing on stage.
Okay, I will.
Okay, so I'm kind of imagining if we have chests like that, burp, burp, burp. And then we have pillars around, like, and pillars.
Okay. Going stylistic, it probably won't work, but we'll see. The only musical that ever really interested me was Phantom of the Opera. Phantom is an average musical in my opinion, Centurion. It's okay. It relies a lot on the fact that Andrew Lloyd Webber was the person who made it. In my opinion, there are so many better ones. But you know, you're allowed to enjoy what you enjoy.
Let's see. Flannel Punk says I should have worn earplugs when I saw Hamilton. That might depend on where you're sitting. We were as far back as humanly possible, not because I was slow to get tickets, but just because that was what we could afford. But yeah, I didn't have any problem with the volume from back there. But I could imagine maybe if you're closer to the front, that could be more of an issue. Flannel Punk is very sound sensitive. Okay, well, Cleo, maybe put earplugs in your bag just in case.
I should be okay, but thank you. It's appreciated.
Okay. Okay, so I like the way this window looks here.
I've seen Wicked. I saw Wicked on its opening night in the UK. I don't know how we managed it, but we did.
Yeah, I didn't see it opening night, but I did see it when it came through Nashville. I got tickets, and my brother and I went.
Well, I saw it with Indina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in it. So, like,
oh, nice.
You know,
yeah, I saw a later run.
Is this a lecture notebook? This is a Otagami notebook.
You know, so one thing that we could do is we could have, what I'm realizing is we could have windows between the stacks of chests and really, like, in the storage area. Because one thing when I've built these storage areas before is I always have the stacks of chests very compact, right? But we're not pressed for space here, you know? So if we want to have the space look good in the videos, we have, if we're designing this exterior garden respawn area, right? Having the storage area looking out toward that, so you could see the respawn plaza or whatever in the background of people's videos would look good. And then I think people are less likely to cut out that footage, or it'll look better on streams at least. Either way, we do a lot of HHH stuff on streams, you know? So having like big windows or possibly like, you know, low balcony type stuff could be good.
Could work, yeah.
No.
Thank you very much. Everyone take a drink. Your bullet journal is impressive, much more exciting than mine. Again, it's what you can do at the time. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, particularly not somebody who is doing this kind of like sort of for a living.
Oh yeah. It's not healthy to compare yourself to Cleo.
No. Just in general, because, you know.
No.
Absolute Film has to be Hades Town. I've never seen that one. You know what? Since it's been brought up in chat, I will add it to my things to check out, which is here. So what is it? Hades Town. I probably will never check any of these things out, but that's what that page is there for. Just a list of things that, you know, people have recommended. So, as long as Joe doesn't suffocate Cleo in a wall this time to get her to the respawn area. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to point out that was unintentional,
but it
which
was
doesn't
funny.
Make it better.
No, but it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a risk. I'm doing it.
What are you writing in?
I'm drawing freehand a shoe.
Oh. Faux shoe.
Just high heels. Have I seen or heard Six music? I love Six. Six is great. I haven't gone to see it, but I have seen it. But then I've always been like a kings and queens sort of history kind of person. So, you know, it's on the list because I was going to see it with my sister. With, you know, pre-pandemic is all I'm saying.
Oh man. So when I googled Minecraft circle to pull up the pixel art guide for making circles, a video came up called How to Make a Circle in Minecraft. And that got me thinking, maybe between now and the next season, I could do a series of videos like how to make a line in Minecraft. And it's like, a line is defined by 2 points and goes infinitely in either direction. So, you know, you could make an array, which is just 1 point that then continues infinitely in one direction, but we're not doing that this episode. And then I just basically build in one direction a straight line for like 8 hours. It's just like infinity's really long. And then I can just go into the public domain like Project Gutenberg. Oh, hey, let's go ahead and read Don Quixote in the original Spanish real quick. We got time. It's just like how to make a line in Minecraft is actually an 8-hour reading of Cervantes.
You think you can do it in 8 hours? More luck to you.
Yeah, I need something shorter probably. That's more than 8 hours. Okay. I don't know if I have time to do it, but I do. I don't.
You have time to do it, but not maybe all at once.
Yeah. I think it's funnier if it's just one continuous take, though. Like, if it's clearly one take, and I'm like, okay, guys, I gotta go get some water, I can leave it running.
Yeah.
Like it's clearly, oh, I gotta go get my kid from school. Be back in about 30 minutes.
I mean, if you just want to live your life around it for a day, do it.
Yeah, like it's just a day. Like, this is just a whole day. You know.
Oh, I do know, Joe. Trust me, I know.
It's a shame that I have like never had a good experience with delivered food, because like
really
this would be. Oh yeah, it's a nightmare living in apartments and stuff. Like,
oh yeah, I've had delivery drivers get annoyed and tell me about all their annoyance, and I'm like, I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
I don't live in an apartment. Stop whinging to me. You're just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's really harsh, but it's just sort of like. Sorry, you were telling me your delivery nightmares.
No, it's not a nightmare. It's just like it just doesn't go well, and then it's never been worth it, basically. So I was thinking like, oh, it'd be nice to have somebody bring in a pizza or something. When I'm like, I'd have to go get the pizza. But yeah. You know, that's a perfect example of like, okay, guys, I gotta go get a pizza. I'm just gonna leave. I'll be right back, and then. How to make a line in Minecraft unedited, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a guy recently come to my door and say, he was an old guy. Not that that's an excuse, but he says, at least you're in a house and not in a flat, and I got trapped in a lift for 4 hours. Don't believe it to start with. And because this woman said she was pregnant and could I please come up the tower block? She said the lift was working, which obviously it was because he got in it. It just stopped working when he was in it. And then he goes, and then I didn't give her the food because she tricked me. And I'm just like, please. Like, just give me the food. Just give me my food. I don't want to hear your complaints about someone who is not me. And then I had him. I actually delivered from a different app because I didn't want that guy again. And he uses both. And he came back like a week later, and it was just sort of like, you know, I had to take 4 days off after visiting your place because I tripped up the stairs in the dark. And then I'm just like. you knew the stair was there because you gave me the food that time. Coming down the stair, you tripped up a stair and you were off for 4 days?
You know what you should do, Cleo, is get glow sticks and put one on each stair whenever you order food. Now, they're chemicals, so you're going to have to replace them every time, but...
I'm no longer ordering food because I don't want that guy, because he is just... He needs another job, is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I like, no contact deliveries in all of them. It's just... Make him... Badger. No. Tim Tallguy has resubscribed for 10 months. Thank you very much indeed. But it was just a whole thing of just... Please stop talking to me. Please, just...
Is there a joke to doing a food delivery service in the next season of Hermitcraft where it's like, hey, if you're working on a big project and you don't want to go through the nether and ruin your time lapse or whatever,
I will bring you whatever it is you need.
Give me a message on Discord and I'll come bring you food.
You do it. Do it.
I'm writing this down. I say, like, but then I'm like, also, what would I write this down on? Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to say him. I don't want him to regret coming to me because he's already stolen someone else's food.
Yeah.
Joe Dash.
Hey, we also just got our first tip of the stream from me. Thank you very much for the 3 Fly, who says, love your craft streams, Joe, cheering from the Philippines. Appreciate you, Fly. That's going to put us 17 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat.
Okay, Reptilian, like, if you want to snap at somebody who's, one, delivering your food, and who gets assigned to you every time, apparently, and 2, has access to your food, and 3, if you are a woman who lives alone down a dark alley. Yeah. Those are things you don't want to do.
Okay,
I've stopped ordering food, is what I've decided to do.
So last time my phone broke and I needed a new one, they said they had an option to deliver it by courier, and it was only like $8 extra.
Yeah.
And this was during the pandemic. And I'm like, even though I'm not going out anywhere, not having a phone when you're like in a custody situation like I'm in isn't really acceptable. Like, I needed a new phone. So if my ex called about our daughter or texted or something, I have to get that, right? So I'm just like, okay, it's $8. There's a pandemic on. I'll just have them bring it over, right? And I was just, so I get a call from the delivery person for the courier saying, hey, I'm in the Green Hills Mall, but I can't find this Apple restaurant. And I'm like, no, it's the Apple store. And the person's just like, screw that. And they hang up. And then I get an alert that I have a new courier assigned. And apparently they were doing this through like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something, even though I wasn't signed up for those services. And so this guy had just spent 20 minutes wandering around the mall looking for a restaurant named Apple to pick up my food when he was supposed to go to the Apple store to pick up my phone, and got mad. And then somebody else delivered it. It was just like, I didn't even know that I could deliver phones. And I'm like, well, I'm proud of you.
Now you can.
You did a great job. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
Here's a cash tip because I didn't sign up for this through the app or whatever. That sort of thing. But like,
Rafa. Ooh. Once had a cable guy decide to make romantic advances on me through the phone number he got because of his job.
Yeah, that's no good.
No bueno. Sorry, Joe, I interrupted.
No, it's fine. That's worse.
That's worse. Yeah, I think we can agree. That's worse.
But yeah, like most of the people I've heard talk about couriers work in medicine, and so like when they talk about having a courier bring something, it's like specifically like a person whose job it is to be a courier for that specific stuff. Like, there are couriers for organs and for certain types of medical tests and nuclear material for nuclear pharmacy and stuff. And so, when the phone people were like, yeah, we'll send a courier over, I was like, oh, okay, that's going to be a courier who delivers phones, not somebody who normally brings burgers and fries by.
I'm going to have a courier. What you mean is you're going to phone Uber Eats and say, go and get this thing?
Yeah, apparently. Like, okay.
I've been texted by delivery people long after they've delivered to me. It's creepy. Like, okay, I've never had this happen to me, thank God. But I have had kids I used to teach come to my door.
Oh, that's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, and then start, I know you, you're Miss. And then go into all this stuff, and I'm like, no, please, just give me my delivery. Please, I don't want students knowing where I live.
Oh, no. Anyway, thank you to Rotation for tipping 2, who says, Joe! That puts us 15 away from the first face camera expansion. So thank you, Rotation.
He said, hang on. That's scary story time. Okay, we're at scary story time. I'm just scrolling back for that one. Had a boy call here at the office, and he asked which company you're from, and he said, I need your personal number. I said, no. For a few minutes, still don't know what that was about. Delivery driver from work recognised me out of work, like full name and job. And that was scary. And then he came into work and asked if he was wearing the wrong name tag. Oh, God! Maintenance worker come into my door room because they opened their hours because I asked for them to send someone else since they didn't actually do anything. Yep. That's... People just coming into your house is terrifying. Also illegal, mostly. Multiple problems with delivery people. Printed out your email. Oh my God, OBC, that's horrible. Swarf's Back Shop resubscribed for 8 months. Finally sorted your Twitch account and you're back. It's good to see you, darling. Oh. Word you never want to hear from your delivery driver. Oh, you live here.
It's like, I normally just stalk you at the library, but now that I know where you live, this is going to be a great. I'm right around the corner.
No! Please stop. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm glad we've gotten into the,
this is the scary part.
Horror portion of the stream.
This is the scary portion.
People were wondering when we were going to get there, and here we are.
Here we are! we have at least one every stream, but yeah, no. People, like, that's the problem with, like, digital ordering. It's like, I get so many packages these days. And it's just sort of like, ooh. Mum is a retired teacher in her smallest country town. Does she gets recognised all the time? Does she get recognised when she opens the door? Because that's scary.
Oh, yeah, that's like...
That was like, oh, I remember you. You were a thug, is basically what I saw when I saw that guy standing in front. It's like, oh, yeah, no, you're one of the reasons why I quit that job.
Well, and that's one of the things about apartment living that I appreciate is that, like, okay, there are, like, the last place I lived, there were 600 apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, across several buildings, right? And so, even if somebody was trying to come to my door, like, in the case of somebody, like, I order a pizza, like, I would just end up meeting them outside because they weren't going to find my door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of one of those things where, like, and that's one of the reasons I don't really do a lot of delivery stuff, because at the point where I'm leaving my home anyway, I'm getting my shoes on, I'm getting my coat on, I'm going outside, like, I might as well just walk over and pick up a pizza myself or drive over, or like, at that point, but, like, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, like, it's nice not having anyone come to your door for literally years at a time.
Yeah.
Nobody would knock on the door because good luck getting there, you know? Okay. Speaking of deliveries, I did need to check. I'm really excited. I ordered a new capture card, and I got the shipping information says they shipped it to the wrong facility. And so I'm waiting to see when I'm going to get it. Okay. Even though it's coming from like 3 hours away, it's now expected days out. So wherever they shipped it to must have been far away.
Of course.
Great job, everybody. But yeah, I want to be able to do some Nintendo streaming.
Yeah, I just realised I didn't have a quote for Wicked or for Rocky Horror. So, chat, let's start with Wicked.
What's your favorite song from Wicked? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. I don't really have favorite songs in general.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I don't either. Like, but I mean, there's some that like. Do you like the One Fine Day in Emerald City? Do you like whose songs do you enjoy more in general? Is there any character you particularly identify with, and why is it Elphaba?
It's always Elphaba because everybody identifies with Elphaba because that's the point of the show. So, popular is your favorite? I probably For Good is my favorite song if I had to pick. But part of that is because that was one of the songs we discussed for my mum's funeral. So, we ended up saying no because we just wouldn't stop crying.
Oh.
So, that's why we didn't choose that one. We decided to go instrumental instead because we could probably stop crying at that. But those lyrics would have just... Yeah, so it's a thing. I kind of want to do this one in a pale green so I can just write over stuff if I do it. Maybe make it part of the background. Neither MG or I have seen, but he loves Kristen Chenoweth, so basically anything she sings would be his favourite. Well, I don't think you were here, NJ. Her and Idina Menzel was who I went to see Wicked with on opening night. So, yeah. Hey, Anna. It's good to see you, darling. I mean, For Good is meaningful. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Swarf's back shot.
You could do a very like modernized version of it and do like hashtag number 4 then the word good.
Could do. Good to
just be like, yo, I'm gonna have a good month. Hashtag for good.
Thank you for the biddies, Swarfs. I'm glad you're back. It's nice to have you here. See you later, Jay. Okay. Never watched Wicked, but really want to see. I mean, I definitely recommend Wicked as one of those. I mean, it's I would call it a very old school musical, but it's. I mean, I could have done without the love story. I'm going to be honest, because you know, that's not why it's there. But it's very different from the book. But yeah, no. It's an old school musical, whereas something like Hamilton and Six are sort of like new age kind of musics. So and I do prefer like the more modern musical thing. I could use that Gold Star Flower, but I would cry. So maybe not that song. maybe a different song. The set design and background of it is very interesting. I like the clockwork design. I don't cause commotions, I am one. I don't remember what that's from. No, my brain is... I'll come back to it. My brain is fudging. I might just look things up on my phone. Yay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like almost a... Like maybe instead of having one consolidated depot, we just have like clusters of like partial sheds almost that are open toward the plaza.
Yeah.
Now that means from the plaza though, you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of semi-open sheds. That could be interesting, or...
That could be a thing, yeah.
Terrible. I mean, 40 blocks is the spawn radius, I think, by default, so... It gives us something to work with, but I don't know. Let's... He's got a lot of couches that are basically benches with cushions, like, because they're, like, built into the home.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting idea. Imagine being able to, like, build something into your wall. Like, my current landlord, I can't even, like, paint or really put up shelves.
Oh.
It's one of those.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, boy. Just a lot of like very comfortable little seating areas, bay windows with seats built into them. Very cute.
Okay. I'm going to do this in pastel so I can just write over it, I think. And I'm going to try and do...
Yeah. People are asking about the weather. Well, it was 19 degrees Fahrenheit when I dropped my kid off at school this morning. Let me see what that is in Celsius. 19F2C. That is -7 Celsius.
That's ridiculous. It's -1 here and I just want to kill everything.
It's gonna barely get above freezing today. Like for like 10 minutes and then it's gonna drop again.
That's stupid.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that Frank Lloyd Wright did with holes in stone that you could recreate with Minecraft stairs in an interesting way. Where he had like windows or whatever, like so you'd have like glass behind holes and stuff. And that's actually kind of neat. So okay. Whoops. Immediately needing to erase stuff. It's like, oh no, now the chats are all spamming numbers. Sorry, Cleo.
What?
Oh, because of temperature.
Oh gosh. The thing is, they're not generally saying it whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit, because you know it could be a thing. I don't understand Fahrenheit because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
there we go. Don't know
here.
if you can actually see that, but that's everyone deserves a chance to fly. And I can just write over that, and I have no qualms about writing over things. It's a nice just little backdrop. And it makes it a little less sinister. So when we say quotes from Rocky Horror, be nice. Rocky Horror Picture, I see you shiver with anticipating, and then next year do the same spread and finish the quote. That's good. That's good Lego. That's good Lego. I like it. I'm not going to do it, but I like it. Hey, Pushed. You have a new power, but I've actually specifically told you not to abuse it. So, I'm telling that to all the mods. Oh, don't dream it, be it. That's a great one. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do that. Because I kind of like that, but I do have a pink. I know, Cam. I know. I'm only don't worry. It's more everyone because I know what you guys are like when you get together. Fahrenheit is simple. It's basically a percentage of how hot it is outside. It's a human scale rather than a useful tool for math. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I understand freezing. It's freezing. And I understand boiling. It's boiling. 0 and 100. I understand the difference between. Why don't we all just shift to Kelvin? Because, like, I don't think people understand, like, you know, the point at what molecules stop moving.
Well, that's because so few of us get to experience it.
Yet. I'm sorry, Fahrenheit is stupid. It's true. It is. Like, no negatives, only positives, and in the 300s. Boiling water is at 217. Not confusing at all. What?
Boiling water is at 212. Oh, it's Badger. Sorry, Badger. I didn't know it was you.
I wouldn't have corrected you if you knew it was you. I knew it was you.
I would have just let that slide.
Oh, that's my day made. That's my day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Is Joe still alive? No. It's probably best that he's not.
I'm listening very carefully for footfalls.
I blamed my phone, but it was a wild guess. It was a pretty good wild guess, though, to be fair. You were like, what, 5 off? It's pretty good. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to have to do it in... It's going to have to be in pastel.
It's a pastel disaster.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. Because it is my favourite quote of the movie, and I just because I like the way it moves, like the music. 217 in the Marianas Trench.
Oh, because of the pressure.
Pressing down on me, pressing down on you. We Will Rock You. Why didn't I think about We Will Rock You? That's the next one.
I
think if I can do this, if I can get my pencil, where's my pencil there? Hang on, no, I just got to get this. Got to get this right. No, I think I need to make them small lines. Have it done properly. Right, so
okay, so I think that this pattern would actually work pretty well. So you have basically 2 layers. You have stairs in front of glass for most of it, except for the very tops and the very edges, at which point you have stairs in front of stone. or wood or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the gaps on the lower levels, I'm putting kind of blue to represent the glass there. I think that kind of shows up, maybe. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. There's just something I like about doing kind of sketches based on other people's stuff. It kind of helps me understand their process more. You notice details that you wouldn't have caught otherwise. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the edges and the top initially, which have the stone rather than the glass. Like, I was just looking at only the ones with the glass in the back of them. And by sitting here for 10 minutes, just kind of sketching it out, it gave me the opportunity to kind of catch some of the stuff. Also, I see at the very bottom, once it gets into the weeds, it actually, I should add that. Once it gets into the weeds here, it actually is just the plain bricks, none of the fancy stair-shaped window type things. So we can just do around that. Then put some plants in. Oh no, I'm realizing I'm out of frame. We're all out of frames here.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So, yeah. And let's see, I should write down the name of this. So this is the... So right and opposite, this is the Freeman House. LA, CA, 1924.
I should have used probably this yellow because this yellow is actually lighter. Yes, frames, they're on this face. Yeah, that too.
At some point, I'm going to be like, FLW, LACA, 1924. What does that mean?
Yeah, no, that's the thing that you would do.
Yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright, Los Angeles, California. 1924 is a year. Yeah, it's like, oh, he used some revolutionary materials, like mixing concrete with asbestos. And it's like, well...
Yep, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Wish it wasn't, but that is definitely a thing. Okay, so this is my favourite, like, I'm not going to say quote, but I'm going to say lyrical line from Rocky Horror. And it's like, darkness must flow down the river of night streaming. Flow Morpheus slow, let the sun and light come streaming into my life. My life. I can't do the range, but that's what that is, and that's the one that I've chosen because it just flows. I love it.
Yay.
I have a great singing voice. I have an alright singing voice. I am nowhere near. I used to be better when I was younger. I used to be in choirs and like performance troupes when I was very little. So, yeah.
Do you have did you do a Dr. Horrible page?
I didn't.
You could totally have the quote, look at these people all lined up like sheeple. Or, dang it. I'm too tired to do this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. The hammer is mine. Yes, we're not doing that. Quote zero. May have just started something. I've always started something. No, but I was thinking like We Will Rock You, because that was like, I'm just thinking about the things that I did not go and see Rocky Horror with my mum. I do not need that level of discomfort in my life. Okay. I went to see it with my sister. That was fine, but not with my mum. But Wicked I went to see with my mum. War of the Worlds I sort of experienced with my mum. Les Mis I did. I never showed her Trail to Oregon. So that's the thing. She never even saw Hamilton. Like not even on video, so it is what it is. Okay, but Rocky Horror, not Rocky Horror. We Will Rock You, and I'm trying to think. Did you miss singing? You leave it for 1 minute. You've missed singing. She stresses magenta as for Halloween. My mum was not the magenta for Halloween sort of person. Badger. You know, I was a late in life baby anyway, kind of thing. So, the age gap was kind of insurmountable. It is what it is. I'm just trying to remember, like, iconography from We Will Rock You, because it's Paleo Cheer Biddies, thank you very much. Friend performs in PA, she plays Columbia and Magenta at the same time? That's impossible. Columbia or Magenta, I would assume, because that would be difficult. Silhouette with a microphone. Watch Rocky at a concerningly young age, and it definitely fundamentally altered who I was. I don't think it altered who you were. I think it showed you who you were. I think it's one of those sorts of things. Yes, I meant all. I assumed you did, but it was just sort of like, huh? How does that work? It would be like saying like the same actor could play Hamilton and Eliza. It's just sort of like those two things are on stage at the same time. They don't work.
Yeah. It's a lot harder than like switching between Hercules Mulligan and Washington. Or Lawrence.
Think again. Hercules Mulligan was Madison, at least in the movie version.
Was he? I thought him and Washington swapped out.
No, Washington was played by the same guy all the way through.
Well, Washington wasn't in the first half, was he?
Washington was in the first half. That's pretty much...
It was.
Yeah.
But Mulligan had already gone off to do the Taylor's Apprentice thing. Okay, but maybe it was Madison.
Yeah. I watched it last night, trust me.
Okay. No, that's fine. The last time I saw it
Not
was
last night. Yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday.
Maybe it was... Maybe the stage performance, they had changed it out by then. Because, like... I think I saw in the program it said Hercules Mulligan / Washington. And, like... Because Mulligan and Washington are never on stage.
They're not on stage at the same time.
And so...
But...
And because Mulligan has a huge gap where he doesn't reappear until after Washington leaves. So maybe they originally had Mulligan become Madison, but then they realized in some cases it was easier to have the same guy do Washington instead.
Yeah, because Madison is... I mean, aside from which I wrote, there's no really iconic lines for Madison.
Yeah.
That and France. And those can be played by a slightly inferior singer, necessarily, than Washington and Mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen a good one-person troupe performance of Othello. No. And to be fair, neither have I, but I have seen a bloke make a spirited but awful attempt at it. You're using my playthrough of Sky Factory as a guide. Good luck. That is me just figuring things out. Just going, oh, this is cool. Let's try this. Did that work? No. But it's fine. Eddie and the Dr. Scott were originally played. They were. Well, it was kind of... He is his nephew kind of thing. And they should have been done. They should have let Meatloaf play him in the original
These
one.
workers' cottages are actually a really interesting layout. I'm looking at. So apparently, there's a large estate where the workers' cottages are separate from the main house, and they're surrounded by like wraparound screened-in porches, which is kind of interesting as a like you can have your staff have kind of their space outside of their immediate home, still have some privacy, and so you don't have to be as dictatorial about the exterior of their home because they have two exteriors of their homes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because they've got these wrapped around screened-in porches.
That's
interesting.
Bullet journaling is just a way of sort of like a homemade organizer. So, for example, again, have the habit trackers and mood trackers, and then I have like things that need doing, and it's just like bullet points of things you need to do that you just revisit periodically. But the whole point is you decide for yourself what's important. 1776 musical. I've never seen that. I'm just trying to think of things like the We Will Rock You musical doesn't have a good story. So, you know, because it's as a showcase for all the music. So the story kind of was just like, does that fit? Does that fit the thing we're trying to do? It's okay, but it's not great. Unlikely to be popular in England. It's a Revolution one. So is Hamilton. I don't think you'll find that the British are particularly bothered by Americans leaving in 1776 these days. Not really a thing we're worried about. Mostly we're just looking at what's going on in America with like, whoo, we dodged a bullet. It's kind of how it goes.
These people were still British.
Yeah.
Our government would be in some real trouble.
Leather jackets and yeah, I can't really do things like that. Or a trash fire, we know. Yeah. That's being mean to trash fires, but okay. I think I might put the kibosh on We Will Rock You and do something else instead. Sorry, socks. It's just the way the rest of the world sees them. Meatloaf died, yeah. Meatloaf has passed on. I know, Badger, right? Ugh. We're doomed. Oh dear. Okay, I've got Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is... Nya. Have I had Starry the Musical? I have not. Oh yeah, Red. No, I get you entirely. That's understandable. Everybody has the people that they go, ooh, every so often. So, you know. I've seen a couple. Harry's son could run for president, so maybe England is playing the long game. That's true. That's true. I've never actually seen Kinky Boots. You know what? I'm just gonna kick it with Hairspray, I think. Hairspray's fun. Hairspray's multiple. Hairspray is brightly coloured. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life. Brightly coloured. 60s. Bit white savoury for my taste, but it's good. It is fun. Yes, it is fun. What's the date? 20th. to do this. All right. Where are my garish colours? There we go. When do I upload vids? When they're ready. Sorry.
Yep.
It's how we work around here.
Yep.
Do, do, do.
Sorry, I'm spending a lot of my time just looking at pictures, but like...
You know, it's so long as they're pretty pictures, that's fine.
Yeah. It's like, Joe, how do you feel about people who watch entire TV shows on Twitch? It's like, I don't know, I'm about to go read an entire Frank Lloyd Wright book. So, can't really talk.
I mean, it is what it is at certain points, I think.
Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm really stretching my brain out here in a positive way because I can't conceive of living like this. And so I think sometimes when I design houses in Minecraft, I don't think as expansively as maybe I could.
That's
and so
fair.
This is helpful.
Helpful. Are you sure about
Getting
that?
out of my narrow mindedness a little bit.
I guess so.
I
don't know. Maybe. Anything that broadens the mind is good.
Yeah.
When is the next Sky Factory video? Okay, see above when it's ready. It is not even recorded yet. So like at least 2 days. It might even be longer. There is literally no way that I'm capable of doing that in less time. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Down this way. See, I like this. This is cool. This is cool. Brightly coloured and it's chill. And, you know, it's very 60s, which is... Painters rewards all. Disagree. Trust me on this.
Yeah, I could probably take down the setting up now sign. Hey, Wafzilla. Glad you could join us.
You could, but will you?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. There, it's done.
Sacrilege.
The stream is set up. We're only 1 hour and 46 minutes in, but I kind of figured, like, once I really got into the drawing part of the stream, I'm almost done with flipping through the whole book, so I'm gonna have to draw something sooner or later.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you know, it is an arts and crafts stream after all.
I have done some drawing, just not as much.
That's fine. It is what it is. You aren't simultaneously bullet journaling and recording a Minecraft video. No. Joe is planning. There's a difference. There's a difference. I'm just bullet journaling and Joe is planning for next season, which is something that I should do more of, but I don't want to do it on stream because, you know.
Oh, see, that's the thing, though, is I know that whatever I do is going to end up being so different from whatever I have. Like, as soon as we actually see the terrain, whatever I have is probably going to get thrown out. I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself to be able to roll with the punches quicker, being like, oh wait, I saw something that I could, even though the thing I planned doesn't work here, while I was planning, I saw something that would work here. Let me do that now.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. I feel like I should have orange in here if I'm going for the 60s, but I don't particularly like orange. Orange is not a creative colour. So that's a reference before you get on my case. Orange lovers. Ugh.
That's a lot of grass for Phoenix, Arizona.
I try a lot of essay notebooks, but I don't like how they're thick. These pages are fairly thin, and you can see that nothing comes through. I mean, not even like here. Oh, hang on, it would help if that was in frame. Here, there's a... You've been earthed. No, so offended. Green is not a creative colour. Lies! Lies! Green is the most creative colour. Having a degree in theatre doesn't mean you know everything either, especially if you live somewhere with limited art scene. That's true. Oranges are chacha and baked beans. Only those two things, nothing else. A chacha wood is horrible. I said it. Fight me.
Mm-hmm.
Find 100 GSM is the best. Wait for journals. I have 80 GSM. I don't even know what GSM this is. Doesn't say. But it's an origami notebook. I think they're 120? Maybe? It's enough that, you know, nothing comes of it. It's fine. Green is good, but I have the represent for blue as being the best colour. I mean, it's in the name. No, it's not. Unless you spell blue very differently to I do. 21. 22 is it? Oh, 22 to 2022 is a Tuesday. I just see what you did. Take my boarding passes into my own journal. Ah, good. Keep those boarding passes handy, Badger. Just saying.
I mean,
don't
they're the ones from getting here, not the ones to leave.
No, but they are evidence that you have met.
Oh, yeah. For,
Just saying.
Okay. Well, I definitely feel inspired to build stuff in Minecraft now.
Yay!
So that's working.
It's helping!
Yay! I'm not sure how many of these concepts would actually be viable for, like, what we were looking at for the HHH depot.
What, you mean concept stuff?
Yeah, like... I mean, because the thing is, though, for all we know, if World Spawn is just in a desert, building, like, a desert-style Frank Lloyd Wright thing would look right. You know?
Yeah, I mean... That's the thing, we just don't know. We just don't know.
We don't know anything.
I don't want to know anything. That's how I've decided to play it this season. Just nothing, no nothing.
Yep, like Socrates. True knowledge comes from knowing that you know nothing. Hey, that's us, dude!
Oh, Cam, that was bad even for you. Still got the ones from your first trip, mostly for that reason, but also for collect stuff. That's fair as well. But yeah, it's a good reason to have it around.
Okay.
Okay, I like this. This is calming. This I like. Just this design, this aesthetic, this very... It feels more 70s because I haven't got any orange in there, but, you know, no one likes orange, so why would they? The odds are that Socrates was a pro wrestler. I don't know whether to believe that, Red, or not. Because sometimes you tell the truth, and sometimes...
Keep in mind, wrestling was a big thing back then.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
I mean, who knows? One day people might be arguing about whether or not Zombie Cleo was a YouTuber. It's like, well, she's not remembered for that, but a lot of people did YouTube at the time, and there is evidence that references that she may have had her own YouTube channel.
Oh, God. Can you imagine what I'd be famous for if it wasn't for YouTube?
Well, that's the fun part.
That's the horrifying part.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the initial vector for disease, it turns out. Who knew? I get my best ideas when I pile drive my opponents in news. If you're debating someone, there's a chance they could have you in a headlock. I mean, you know, I've seen politics. There's a good chance of that regardless. Or maybe that's just British politics. Mum just texted me asking if we could do Rocky Horror quotes during our FaceTime. Good mum. Good mum. And obviously, answer always yes. Because, you know... Oh! Canna Russia donated said, did you know Plato's name is theorised to be a wrestling nickname? I assume you do, but it's not that well known. Believe it or not, I did not know that because I'm not a classicist. Oh, taking a drink. Well, that's the last of that one. To be honest, there's a whole lot of things that I wish I could have studied that never happened. One of them is history, and specifically, I would like a general history degree if I was to go back again. Mm-hmm. But the only reason why I would go back to uni is because I had lots of money. If I'm being honest.
I mean, if my YouTube stuff went well enough, I would definitely consider going back.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I feel like I could, you know, if I went and got a degree in material science or a degree in electrical engineering or a degree in religious studies, any of those three things, I could make such cooler videos with.
Oh, yeah. And also, you know, that's not to say, like, film school of some description would help as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's also a thing to think about. True history with any real depth is found only in rocks and background microwave radiation.
I think the problem with film school, though, is I don't think I could do film school while I kept my YouTube channel going. Like, I would be too burnt out on one or the other, each one right. Whereas if I was getting a degree in electrical engineering or material science, it uses different parts of the brain. Yeah. And then I could make cool videos with my new electrical engineering knowledge and material science knowledge.
Yeah. I think I mean, it's one of those things. It's just sort of like there are parts of YouTube that I would like to do, but I would like to do videos on this subject. I don't know enough about it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that puts a damper on that.
Yeah.
So.
But, let's see. We're coming up on the half hour. Just a quick reminder, we are $15 away from our first face camera expansion of the stream. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat.
I'm also here.
Cleo's here too. You had your hype train.
I have my hype train. I'm done, apparently, for the rest of the day, guys. That's how that works.
How does it work? Is it every hour?
No. I can have another one every hour. Uh-huh. So, you know, if I was a good streamer, which I'm not, I could have one every hour. So.
I mean, you're a good streamer, Cleo.
Oh, I wasn't fishing for anything there. Don't worry. I was just concentrating on my stuff, Joe. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. When you see a minister listening to someone speaking, realise 5 after they've... What? Schrodinger's Cleo. You'd have to set the parameters for that one because I'm not sure how that would fit. Was Cleo being insulted or was she just not paying attention to Joe? Which is, you know, let's be honest, one way you can deal with living or existing near Joe. You're entertaining, thus you're a good streamer.
I thought the joke I was trying to make there was that I was a bad friend because you said that and I just let it slide for as long as possible.
Oh, that was you letting it slide for as long as possible. Oh, that's cute. Oh, speaking of which, I want to make new emotes. Can I use the pictures that you made for new emotes? Because those are so cool.
I gave you express written permission to use them as you saw fit.
I know, but I just wanted to just double check that was okay before I did it, because
I just want you to use them. Like, I made them as a gift for you to use in whatever way you saw fit.
So if I wanted to put them on merch,
I mean, like, it's you. I don't own your likeness. I mean, realistically, it would be nice at that point if you did. Like, the thing is,
I would probably cut you in on that one, Joe.
Yeah, if you gave me a percentage on that, I wouldn't complain. But, like, really, you know, here's the thing, Cleo, is it's not like I could have sold merch with that on it without getting you involved.
I guess that's
not
true.
Like you're stealing from me in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, and if you wanted, and like, I would say, like, if you knew you were going to use them for merch and needed me to make changes at that point, like, that would be something, we'd talk about, like, compensation. Because, like, at that point, if I'm going to put, like, 15 hours into refining these images for merch or something...
Oh, you are not going to put 15 minutes of... Yes, we need OWO Cleo. That's why I did. Oh, crikey! Cass has tipped $100. Thank you so much, Cass. I like, you never speak in my stream, but you tip so much, and I really do appreciate it. It does make life so much easier. Thank you.
For people who are curious about Cleo, well, I've got her up on my stream right now.
Go take a look at Joe's stream and look at Cleo. But yes, I really wanted that. I mean, we can talk about Cleo merch at some point.
But like I said, it wasn't like an original concept I came up with. It's basically...
That's true. But still.
Yeah, I'll turn it back off for just a second since people are still coming in, apparently.
Just got to keep it up there.
I'm drawing now, but...
I mean, but...
It's fine.
This is where I go. If they wanted to see the drawing, Joe, they would already be there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But still, if you're there, just stay there. Is there a multi-link stream? I know Anna's not here. Anna is normally the one that does the multi-link stream.
Well, I'm also embedding Cleo's video in my stream in the upper right corner.
Cleoception is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, so Cleo, yay!
Cleo! Oh, Joe, thank you, Joe.
But yeah, I mean, these are like these are things I threw together in 2 hours. Like, these were not, super high effort.
But they are. Here's the thing. I looked at them and I thought, these are really blooming good. I know that they're very simple, but the fact that you made them and they are, like, no offense to you, that you made them and they are that good.
Well,
it's
I mean,
amazing.
I don't want to be that guy, Cleo, but like when people try to encourage me, they're always like, "Oh, Joe, don't worry about it. You're really talented." I'm like, I know I'm talented. My problem is I'm exhausted. Like, my problem is that, like, it's not that I lack talent, or that I lack self-confidence. I lack,
Energy.
like, energy. I need time, and like, so that's the thing, is like, if I have 2 hours where I'm just sitting down and working on something, I'll be proud of what I get done at the end of that 2 hours a lot of times. Like, but yeah, it's just getting that 2 hours. So yeah, like, I guess it's one of those things though. It's funny because people are like surprised when I do something good, and I
know, and that was a joke. That was a joke.
I'm surprised I found the time to do something good, not surprised that I'm capable of doing something good, if that makes any sense.
No, don't unpause the Clio. I am so not in the right headspace for it today. I might do it one-off, but you're not going to get 5 minutes of Clio. Not to the standard that I would want to have 5 minutes of Clio, at least. But, well, thank you for checking. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it's always good to just be sure.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, Cleo, is I didn't want to send you something that you would be like... I didn't want to give you the emotional burden of having to pretend what I sent you was okay. Right?
Oh, like, Joe, I would... That's never an emotional burden. I do that all the time.
No, thanks.
I'm a bad friend, guys. I've just realised this.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. No, Joe, you do great stuff, and I will always support you, and I will also tell you when things are not good, because within reason,
Yeah. Well, and I will say, one of the things about vector art is that things look really wrong until they're complete. I don't know if you went back and watched the VOD on those, but like the halfway points on each of those Clio models are all just like horrifying Lovecraftian, like.
Oh, so perfect is what you're saying, then.
The people in the chat were just like, "Oh my god!" I looked up at my screen and I screamed. I fell asleep. Like people get like multiple times. Somebody was like, "I fell asleep," and I woke up and I thought I was dreaming, and I don't know what's going on.
The angry Clio one.
Yeah.
Mwah. Perfect.
Oh,
I love that so much. The angry Clio one.
Let me add that one to OBS real quick.
OWO is good. Angry Clio is brilliant.
Let's see, Zombie Cleo Shouty. Yeah, let me drop that in.
Could Joe's Clio be snuck into one of your videos in an animated style? I could use it as a talking. I am tempted to use them as talking heads as well, which Joe has said I am perfectly able to do.
Seriously, whatever you want,
Yeah. So it's just got so much fiery red. It's glorious. Yes, Jesse. It's glorious is the word I would use for it. It's just so much fun. I love it so much.
Yurgi says, Angry Cleo is so expressive. And that's true, and I wanted to capture that in my drawing of Angry Cleo.
This is where I always point out, I never get really angry. I get annoyed. But angry? Oh, that's a rare Clio.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very rare Clio. That's your Pokemon. That's your shiny Pokemon Clio. Irritated Clio is not shiny. Irritated Clio is just like. That's your Pidgey. Let's be honest.
I think what really kind of unlocked this and like made it work was figuring out how to do the bags under the eyes for each one. because the bags under the eyes are not something that people necessarily associate with the character, but they give you a huge opportunity for emotional range. And like, if you can nail that, it really makes everything else come together.
Okay, Cam, we'll talk about the ping tuber stuff later on. So yeah, but it's so expressive. I love it so much.
Oh, thank you, Cleo. I am glad to
Yay.
create things of value. Yay.
You did.
Second, I knock the monitor over if I have a book like that.
This has nothing to do with Hairspray at the moment. It's just I like making pretty. I mean, I'm not even convinced it's pretty. It's just satisfying. Just occasionally them popping up would be really fun. I mean, we could always do them as redeemables. That is a thing that we could do for the stream. Whilst we're waiting to set up like ping tuber stuff. Canna Russia gave out a community gift sub. Thank you very much indeed. Artemusawov. I didn't realise you were around. It's good to see you. The thing about streaming that I've really enjoyed doing is recognizing the regulars and like people that come around like every so often, and it's just sort of like, I remember you, you're cool. So yeah, it's always nice that that's a thing that I've been able to do, because I used to do it in comments. I recognize people in comments a lot, like my regulars. Like, for example, before I knew Arterial Red popped up in comments a lot, and then joined my Discord server, and now I can't get rid of them. But you know.
Well, and I will say it's one of those things where you can, in a lot of ways, if you have a consistent streaming schedule, like when I stream at night, it's always a lot of the same people. And I was talking to my dad about that, and he's like, it's kind of like owning a bar. And you just kind of have, so yeah, you have random people who come in, but you've got the regulars who's like, oh yeah, that guy's here every Tuesday, or those folks come in, 3 nights a week or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of reassuring that like I'm making something worth coming back for.
Yeah. I understand that entirely.
It's nice, So yeah, somebody says, Joe, you definitely got pixel art down. It's awesome to watch. That was the other thing, is while I was initially building the first Clio model, the neutral one, which I'm going to put up real quick, people were like, Joe, why are you doing this in vector? Like, if you're just going to have a bunch of pixels, you should do this in pixel program. And it's like, then when I start warping you to like make the shouty one or the rounded one, it's like, oh, you could only do this if you're able to like manipulate the individual pixels. But yeah, it's fun.
So I was quite shocked when I realized Cleo recognized me from the YouTube comments. Well, you were like one of the first people that came onto my Discord, and I always read my comments. Alice has resubscribed for 9 months. You got your baby. I'm baby. But yeah, Pushed, you were like one of the first people I recognized, because you were like one of the first people to ever comment on any of my videos that stuck around. And then when you came onto my Patreon server, and I was just like, I know you. That happens rarely. To be fair, now that I'm streaming, the regulars that have been coming on over to my Patreon server have paleo cheer biddies, and we got a choo choo. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But having them come over and like recognize it, like for example, Socks came over recently, and and it's just sort of like, I know who you are, and it's nice that they've got this like cross-pollination thing going on. So thank you, Canna Russia, for the biddies, and thank you, Hypothermic Haddock, for the biddies. I don't know whether to call you hypothermic or haddock for short, so I'm just going to call you both because my brain can't process splitting that name down. You've left a bad enough impression, I will not forget you. I mean, yeah, there is a bit of that to it as well. However, if you've left a bad impression, the chances are I'm probably going to go, no thank you. And you don't actually end up on the server. I mean, there are a few people that I've ended up. I mean, it's never nice when it happens, but, you know, sometimes you do have to remove people because you know that they're trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, it doesn't happen often, but I mean, that's the problem with communities. There's always going to be someone who just, like, power hungry or, you know, wants a different kind of relationship kind of thing that you cannot provide. So, yeah, it does make a difference. Move trouble / bans. Yes, that's not really easy when they're paying you via Patreon. You know, it's you have to remove certain people specifically from ever getting to you again.
Super Mega Coffee Guru says, now I need a Joe song riffing on the Cheers theme. I actually have a Cheers Hermitcraft theme that I can't pull up on my phone right now.
Oh, I want to hear it. I don't think I've heard that one.
Well, okay, so for some reason...
Thank you, Sprinkled with Salt.
My phone isn't opening. So I wrote this back on my old notes app, and I was trying to open it up on my phone here, and it's not working. So let me see if I can pull that up on the browser, maybe.
You can now, Sven. Didn't always used to be able to, which made it awkward. You're here because of a mumbo door. Please explain that, NJ, because I don't think you've ever told me that story.
Because of a mumbo door?
Because of a mumbo door. She's here because of a mumbo door. Please explain. Hey, Avon. Can't ban me from this stream. I'm over it. It's fine. It's a joke. You've told it to Joe before. Oh, now I'm intrigued.
I think she, like, found a mumbo video with a door. Like, I mean, that's how, like, 99% of people get to Hermitcraft. That's probably not actually it, but I'm, like, juggling, like, 8 things trying to find this song that I wrote years ago. So, okay.
This is when you jokingly say, I need this thing, and Joe goes, I've already got you covered.
Yeah, I've got you covered if I can open it. So the problem is during these art streams, I can't use the keyboard easily. Mm-hmm. The chair is way over, so I'm leaning on another table. Nobody can see this, though, because we haven't expanded the face camera, but it's fine. Why is this not working? Okay, I can't type the password.
We do need to expand Joe's face, because it's a beautiful face.
Thank you.
Cleo Bullet Journals, I knew I loved you best. Hi, Bullet Journal. I mean, this is currently, this theme is, I need to get something consistent for next week. Just sort of like all coffee and all donuts or all cake. Something like that for next one, because this one has been a mishmash. I'm enjoying it though. First visited Hermitcraft watching Monkey Farm, but it was Cleo who got you addicted. Yes. Followed Pearl and Gem, then found all the hermits. Hear from Joe Streams. He was the first hermit you watched. Been so long, yeah, I know that feeling. My friend threw Cleo's entire season 7 playlist at me a little over a year ago and forgot to warn them there are no exits. So I live here now, I guess. Aww. Well, Sachet, thank you very much. It's always good to have people that, you know, always come back.
Okay. Let's see if this is the good version of this, because I wrote a few versions of this, a few variants of this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Churning your way through your chores today sure can take a while. Watching some folks who talk real funny sure could make you smile. Wouldn't you like to let us play? Sometimes you want a show where hermit crafters flail through games, and you're always entertained. You want to view us on YouTube and remember to like and fave. You want a show where everybody loves the game. Do 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 do. You want to gawk while we place blocks and tweet about our tirades. You want a show where you can let us play. You want to laugh while hermits craft and someone has come aflame. You want to laugh where everybody loves the game. Anyway, yeah,
That's
and I've got a few other
that. Well done.
I got a few other little couplets there, like you want to watch while plans get botched by our naivete.
Yeah. Mumbo tutorial, Hermitcraft, Cleophian digging fish. No! That haunts me. That haunts me.
Okay.
But good to know.
But yeah, in season 3, I wrote, I started building the bar from Cheers as my base, and I had all sorts of technical and home life issues that got in the way of actually playing much of that season, so it never really got finished. But yeah, so I wrote that to be, I was gonna have my brother record that as the theme song for my Hermitcraft episodes for season 3, but they never got made, so we didn't really need a theme song for him, so he never recorded it.
Yeah, I know that. Had an extremely convoluted path to Hermitcraft, but I'm glad I got there. I mean, Hermitcraft as a I don't know if I can be mushy or anything. Hermitcraft as a group is really welcoming, I found. They matter kind of thing. It's just sort of like, they're nice people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to fan art, but I don't practice. I think I'm terrible at it. No, just make something. Just make something. Being creative is very important. Ooh, nice people. I don't like it here anymore. Oh, no. The hermits are nice people. Me, not so much. I am merely all right.
What?
That's true. I'm merely all right. People tell me, oh, you're wonderful, you're great. And I'm like, I'm all right.
Yeah, my response to that is always, I do what I can. Rising intonation. Like...
Yeah, no.
In the same way that, like I said, I feel like I'm plenty creative, I just don't have any energy. I feel like I don't get to do 90% of the things that I feel like would make me, like, a better or a good person. Like, I feel like I'm never able to do enough. It's like, I don't feel guilty about that, but, like, when people are like, you seem like such a good person, it's like, I could do more. I mean, I do what I can. I don't know.
No, I get you. I'm right there with you. And it's just like, I'm all right. I mean, there are things and stuff.
Yeah, like exactly, Cleo, this is not me, like, calling you out in particular, but, like, it feels, like, rhetorically more powerful if I target this question at you. What are you doing about the potential Ukrainian invasion?
Panic, mostly.
I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, I know a lot about the Budapest Memorandum, and I could maybe do some sort of video. Even that's unlikely to actually impact anything. Maybe I could write something up on Twitter. there's probably aid organizations in the Ukraine that need resources, but I don't know how to vet which ones are authentic charities because I don't speak the language and I don't have on the ground contacts. And I'm like, these are all solvable problems. I could spend 10, 15, 20 hours and maybe get somewhere that something I do actually matters, but I don't know how to get that 10, 15, 20 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's, and like, and that's why we talked about like, all the hermits having evil twins or whatever. The joke to me would be like, I am the evil one because I'm just focused on selfish things like keeping my family afloat and not making the world better. So having good JoeHills be like completely devoted to all of this stuff would
I understand.
Would work.
For those people, like the camera fell off the books that I've got it perched on. For those of you who are not sure what you just saw, I've got How to Invent Everything by Ryan North, A Few Well-Frozen Worms by Ronnie Barker, and I've got the monster books from Buffy the Vampire Slayer 1 and 2. That's what they're on.
Oh, have you started How to Invent Everything? I was the one that recommended that, so
yes, I have.
I'm curious what you thought.
I'm enjoying it. It's definitely a me kind of book.
Oh, fantastic! I am glad to hear that.
Thank you for that one. I did appreciate it.
Oh, you're most welcome. That's one of those things, like, sometimes I'm wrong about that stuff, and it helps to have the calibration information, so... Yay.
You got How to Invent Everything for late Christmas. The thing is, it's currently in my I need to get another book because from upstairs, because it's currently on my camera stand, and I only got halfway through it, and I'm just like, now I need to do that. Alice, did I thank you for resubbing? I can't remember if I did. Yes, you did, because you're baby. Yes. So let's recap. I think I'm pretty much done, except for maybe a Hairspray quote.
How about, would you like to borrow my hairspray?
I don't think anyone in the movie says that, or in the musical.
I've never seen it. I was just guessing. I was thinking maybe that's how they become friends. Or like they were already friends, but that's how they become sisters. I don't know.
I mean, Hairspray is more kind of civil rights, yay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like I say, a bit white saviory, but sometimes representation for itself is good. Because it was done in what, the 80s, when things were still kind of okay, I need to be right back because I need my bathroom, and it will involve me climbing over the sofa. So if I'm out of breath when I come back, I will be right back.
Yay. Okay, so Cleo's chat, if you have any questions about Cleo, I will try to answer them as inaccurately as possible. I'm assuming that Cleo's chat can still hear me, but sometimes Cleo mutes me, so let me know, Cleo's chat, if you can still hear me. There's a 15-second delay, so we'll find out eventually. Okay, Trolling Jojo says, we can hear you. Cameron JK says, is Cleo seeing anyone? I mean, I don't know who's in the bathroom, so maybe. Does Cleo eat brains? She actually prefers to eat brain stems. They're more tender. Does Cleo have paint you can borrow? She has an entire garage full of paint. She's actually got pallets full of paint from a multi-level marketing scheme. And it's called... Oh boy, what would be a good name for a multi-level marketing scheme where you sell like gallon buckets of paint? It's called Dreamcoat. Cleo has a garage full of Dreamcoat paint that you can buy. You can't borrow them. How many Cleos are there? Well, there's actually been 20, but she's very long-lived. If Cleo could time travel, to when would she travel? Probably a week ago to reinforce the bar on her couch. Does Cleo have a dog? She actually has 101 Dalmatians that she stole from some other people who live closer to central London. How many languages can Cleo speak? Draconic and Dwarvish for sure. Let's see. Has Cleo ever bit a hermit? No. Any more questions, Cleo's chat? Meanwhile, in my chat, Gusty Gale says, "How was pinball last night? I was sick and had to miss it." Definitely check out the VOD on the Pinball Network channel. It went really well. I had a lot of fun. And Manu and George are always goofy and fun folks to hang out with. So I definitely hope you check that out. Does Cleo live in Britain? I like to think that Britain lives on in Cleo. But no, she actually lives on the Isle of Man, which they actually pronounce as the Isle of Man. It's about 80% Jamaican at this point.
Wow, Joe.
What?
I just caught the tail end of that one. Oh, yeah, I got a snack.
You got a snack? Oh, man.
It's literally 6 grapes.
Oh, man.
It's literally 6 grapes.
6 grapes?
6 whole grapes.
You know how much I've eaten today?
Less.
I thought about eating a crust of bread that was left over when I got fresh bread for my daughter's sandwiches this week, and so there was part of the crust that was left over when I cut it, and I left it on the table, and then I didn't bring it in here. So my plan was to eat a crust of bread, and I failed to do that.
How about you go and get a snack, Joe?
Okay, I'm gonna go refill my drink too. Cleo, do you have my chat up?
I don't, but I can get your chat. Give me a
Okay,
second.
so let me put some text up real quick. What does that say? BRB twitch.tv/zombiecleo. Yay.
Okay, Joe's chat. Oh. Is that muted? No.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Joe's chat asked me some questions. It's very important. I've run out of grapes. I'm really hungry. To be fair, what I ate for breakfast was grapes and apples and a yogurt. That was my breakfast. What does TSD stand for? Tomato, sausages, and dairy lee. Obviously, that's Joe's favourite foods. Fact. When he can't afford a crust of bread, the dairy lee. How many grapes is enough grapes? Probably about that much. And by about that much, I've got like a handful. A handful of grapes is probably enough. How many centuries old is Joe? Joe is infinite. Well, I suppose he's a cryptid. I mean, he was discovered in the 1800s. So, you know, he's not necessarily... that's not how old he is. That's just when we found out about the Joe. Infini-Joe. He's the Infini-Joe. How many hills are in a JoeHills? I believe there are 7 hills within a JoeHills. However, that has been changed when sometimes the definition of what's a hill and what's a mountain changes. That's changed over the years, and sometimes there are 7, sometimes there have been 8. There's only ever been one time when it's been reduced, to be fair. So yeah, come on, Joe's chat, more questions. I'm waiting. Joe's secretly entirely chroma green. He just wears a skin suit to appear more human. That's a fact. Joe is green on the inside, and he just wears the JoeHills costume to fit in with polite society. Who's the guy who can contact it? Well, that's JoeHills. What's Joe's spirit rock? Joe is a... I don't think he has a spirit rock. His spirit metal might be bismuth, though, to be fair. Is Joe's older brother Joe Alps? No, it's Joe Pennines, I'm afraid. Which continental plate was Joe formed by? I feel like he was formed by one of the deep oceanic plates, probably somewhere near the Marianas Trench. So, is JoeHills the best Joe you know? Yes, that I can say as a fact because I don't know any other Joes actually. How much talk does Joe have to be called? Taller does Joe have to be called Joe Mountains? Probably 7 taller.
Hey Cleo, I'm
Hi,
back.
You're back.
I got my crust of bread here.
Your crust of bread.
I got meat and cheese too.
Oh yay!
It's almost a sandwich. If it wasn't.
It's really sad, Joe.
I know what.
It's so sad. Oh dear. Joe is at meow. Yeah, that happened. She's been a butt. Isn't you, baby? Been a butt. Butt. Is he more than just the average Joe? Oh god, yeah, there's nothing average about Joe. Sometimes you wish there would be something more average than Joe. But, you know, it's never worked. It's so relatable. Joe's skinny sandwich. I mean, it's not a sandwich. Don't encourage Joe. It's I don't know. Are you patting your cat's butt while repeating butt? Yes. Is he also the mean Joe? I mean, whatever thing you say about Joe, he is literally the only Joe I know. She likes her butt being scratched. Is Joe tall or short? From what I understand, Joe is just a mammoth man. He's huge, from what I understand, which I would have thought. I always assumed Joe was short. I don't know why. But then everyone goes, no, he's so tall. And I'm like, really? Really? But yeah, apparently Joe is tall. But I can't personally, yeah. Joe ranks number 1 on my list of favourite Joes. Yes, as the only Joe I know. To be fair, I do know another Joe, but he's actually called John, but he goes by Joe. So, I don't think that counts. Because, you know, it's weird. Don't encourage him, but basically in my life, the days I forget life in this sandwich is the epitome of delicacies. Chat, can you just always make sure that Joe is just eaten? Joe, did you eat before you streamed? Did you have a crust of bread?
Well, okay, so the problem was I had a bunch of my streaming stuff for the art stream set up downstairs for the pinball streams, so I had to move everything around. It was just a whole thing.
Yeah.
So
you could have asked. You could have just said, "Cleo, I haven't eaten yet." I would have said, "Go eat your crust of bread."
Well, that's the thing is like, and in fact, I'm actually eating better now because it wouldn't have occurred to me to put meat and cheese on the crust of bread.
That's true.
And then I was like, you know, I should put some meat and cheese on this so it doesn't look depressing.
So it doesn't look. It just sounds depressing.
It sounds depressing, but it doesn't look depressing now.
I'm very hungry actually. Now that we're talking about food, I am incredibly hungry, and I ate 6 grapes. 6 grapes is never good. It's never what you want in life. I'm gonna be honest. How many tusks does Joe have? Like none. He's a cryptid, not a walrus. Tusks? No, those are teeth. No. I think those are teeth. The long pointy bits, those are teeth on walrus, aren't they? I'm known to eat a hot dog right out of the package and call it good. No, Dwagon, no! Why would you say that, Dwagon? Dang it, Lizzie. How big are these grapes? No, I'm saying it's not a lot. but they are quite big grapes. Joe has been sentenced to bread and water. True. Joe can speak common, undercommon, and control beholders since no one answers. I mean, yeah, that's always a fair point to say yes to.
Sure. Okay, I'm done chewing.
Yay!
Thank you, Leo.
You're very welcome.
I can get that be right back thing off now.
Thank you, Canna Russia, for the videos. It's appreciated.
Somebody said, should we donate food? Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube.
If you can donate enough to Joe for a pizza, I'm saying the man is eating crusts of bread.
I mean, I actually have...
For the price of a Coke a day, you can feed a starving Joe. Kitty, no.
Well, I actually have a really nice soup that I bought from my caterer friends that I was going to have for lunch after the stream. So
okay.
I do have a plan for after this. But, like, yeah, the crust of bread was my plan for breakfast.
That's just... Yeah, okay. No, I get it. I get it. I don't have any room for, like, a quotes on this, but, you know. Those are the rats on the street that dance around my feet. Hairspray, and also the iconic Bob. I'm actually done for the month.
Wow.
I know, I'm good, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Joe does not sound convinced or convincing.
No, I'm sorry. I'm digesting. I'm like trying to keep down a burp. But no, I really like that Hamilton page. That's a really good intro to the month.
Thank you. I've obviously that's the one I'm proud of. This was like I say, a mishmash of like everything, but you know, it makes me feel happy when I look at it. Which is, you know, I've even got our craft streams put in.
Oh yay! Craft stream.
Craft stream. I should put it on here as well, just so I know that they're there. Craft stream. Wednesday. Craft stream. Our only hope bun has resubscribed. Hope your day is going well. It's good. I got to hang out with Joe today. That's cool.
Yay!
You don't like
your
the
day
word
is going well.
Imitable. Imitable is an obnoxious word.
I prefer to be inimitable.
Yes. But imitable, just, yeah, that's not a good word. Inimitable is fine, but it doesn't sound... Kitty, no! Don't you dare.
These houses have built-in ponds.
How do you have a built-in pond?
Like, they've got the house, right? And then the outer wall of the house has a pond touching it. And then they have, like, a patio that goes around. Okay, I'm realizing that's not in frame here, but there's one here that I'm pointing at now, and one here.
It's Atlas.
So there's, like, a pond in that patio.
That's weird. I'm not sure if I love it or not.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what makes the man a genius, is that, like, he's not afraid to, like, mess up your house with a pond.
No one's afraid to mess up my house with a pond, especially not me.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Can you confirm season 9 to be before season 10? I think we can probably
honestly, I will be shocked if we come up with a number for this season. Like, I think a bunch of people just slap 9 on there, but, like, we won't have agreed on it.
No, well, to be fair, we haven't had a lot of speaking with each other since the break happened. It's just sort of like, we're all going off to, like, different corners of the universe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Honestly, I want this one to be called 10 just out of spite. Well,
I mean, Windows did skip 9, and it's a Microsoft product now. Hey, thank you very much to Bethany for tipping 5, who says, nourishment! Woo!
Let me put it like this. There is a series, like one of my favourite comedies, called Red Dwarf, who went away for, like, years and years, and then they ended on season 8, and they came back with season 10, and then there's just like references to the missing 9th season all over.
Nice.
So yeah.
Thank you very much to Withervane for tipping 20, who says, please have some lunch. Woo! That puts us $10 past our first face camera expansion milestone of the stream. So here we go. Oh no, I gotta click on my face. Howdy y'all. JoeHills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Cat
Talkers cheered biddies, thank you very much. Badger knows what I'm talking about. I see you there. It's a very British comedy, not gonna lie. It's incredibly British.
You know how they kept making movies where the 8th movie in the series was just the first movie's title with "the" in front of it? Maybe the next season of Hermitcraft, instead of being Hermitcraft season 9, will just be The Hermitcraft.
Maybe. The Hermit's Craft, maybe, but
The Hermit's Craft. It's possessive.
Yeah.
Because what isn't in this age? Everything's so materialistic.
Okay.
Oh.
I am actually done for the month, I think. I'll just go through it with everybody. Title page, my favourite. He's pretty. Kitty! Ah! Come here. Shh. If you're going to be a pain up here.
Hey, thank you very much to Namada for 100 Mexican pesos, which I believe comes out to 5 US abacus beads. That puts us 5 away from the next face camera expansion. And Namada says for food.
For
so
food.
Thank you very much. Food. Chowo, you gotta eat food.
Hermitcraft, the series. Thank you for the bits, Ken Russia.
Yeah, so thank you, Namada.
Kingsman has the King's Man for the prequel.
Oh, see? That's a thing.
It is a thing. I wasn't saying it wasn't a thing. Kitty!
Okay.
No. You cannot keep doing that to me. I've got my arm leaning on stuff. She's taken to clawing in my armpit. She's sort of like, no, you can't do. I mean, it's not breaking skin or anything, but it's just attention. Gimme. Nope. Season 2 Hermit, 2 Craft. No, I don't think. Kitty is the one thing in the universe that shall not be controlled. Yeah. It's Atlas, the ginger one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Quote, monthly title page. Trail to Oregon. For my future events and notes page. I should have used this on one of my daily spreads, I think. Les Mis. Sweeney Todd. I've got all my appropriate things that I need to track. I need to figure out if I need to put anything in here for video creation at some point, because I might have to do a tracking for are you doing 7 minutes per day kind of thing.
Of exercise?
Oh no, of making sure that I'm recording 5 minutes a day of video.
Oh. Yeah.
Because that might be a thing that I should probably maybe in March. That's a thing that we'll track. Ginger kitties are the perfect mixture of affection and chaos. Affection and chaos. That's what you are. Don't wink at me.
Ahime Angel says in Mexico we put hot sauce and lime juice on everything. That sounds fantastic.
Not a big fan of too much hot sauce. I like spicy, but I don't like blow your head off. That was a meow of agreement. It was. If I pet you, are you going to leave me alone? Right. She remains silent for 5 minutes. The problem with her is that she can't settle down if I'm petting her. So if I have to, if I want to pet her and she wants to lay down, she has to lay down first and then I can touch her. So what I might do is I might put some red weed around the corner of each of these boxes for the Ula. Mm-hmm. Wicked, which with my little witch at the end. Mm-hmm. And Rocky Horror with the castle and the lips and the tower and the heels. And COVID stops you from tasting hot sauce. What, forever? Are you still dealing with that? That sounds awful. And then the
taste loss and scent loss can last for like 4 months.
That's ridiculous.
It's not good.
For what it's worth, you now have a competition edge. I mean, yeah, if you're eating spicy food, I guess you can just go into an eating contest and do it.
You missed it. Everyone says you can go to an eating contest now for hot spicy food. Here you go. Thank you for the coffee.
Okay. Okay, let's...
It's 9. Craft another day.
And then the little leaves on the trees. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm putting in some red weed, and in the War of the Worlds, the red weed started covering everywhere. And if you pay attention to the movie, not well, I'm talking about the Tom Cruise version, which don't pay attention to the Tom Cruise.
Wait, there's a Tom Cruise version?
It's Tom Cruise that did War of the Worlds, isn't there?
I didn't know that Tom Cruise did a War of the Worlds. I knew he did Live, Die, Repeat, and he was in Top Gun.
Chat, please tell me if I'm right or not, because I might have been confusing.
I didn't know there was a War of the Worlds movie, is what I'm saying. I know there's the radio play and there's the book, but I didn't know they made a... I guess it's popular enough for them to make a movie out of, but like I didn't know this existed. I'm not saying, oh no, I thought Bradley Whitford was
yeah, they're like Tom Cruise.
I didn't know it existed.
Arguably, I'd say it's probably not the best. Because it's yeah, but the according to that movie, the red weed is the blood of humans, and I'm like, no, that's not the point of the red weed. It was to show the invasion taking its themes.
Okay.
Didn't notice for a while until you thought your bottle of hot sauce was a dud. Then you had some English mustard and that was a dud. And then it dawned on you, oh no.
We're talking about invasive plants in Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Not cannabinoids.
Well, that depends on who you talk to. Actually, no.
Does anybody in the War of the Worlds movie smoke the weed made out of human blood? I'm guessing no.
No, because they're more inclined to be running away from it. If they hadn't put a small child in the movie, I think it would have been better. But
well, like I said, I haven't seen the film at all, so I don't really know.
But... They decided to use this
4, 5, 6, 7.
as instead of like a survival thing for, you know, it was a dad and his estranged kids trying to get back to their mum.
I feel like they did something like that in Independence Day. Like that's kind of been done.
I mean, it wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't good. Always with the screen, yeah, and a girl with emotional trauma and panic attacks and asthma. I could relate, to be fair. And it just wasn't what I wanted for the War of the Worlds. I want actual terror kind of thing. I mean, granted, he does cave in some guy's head when he goes a bit mad and starts screaming. So, you know, that bit was a bit dark, but, you know, that's what I want. So I want people, you know, surviving in my survival movie. Tom Cruise is very much the overrated actor of our time. Yep. Not a fan of Tom Cruise, to be fair.
Nor am I.
Good. I'm glad we all agree. Chicken Little is the better... I've never seen Chicken Little. I know vaguely that the sky is falling.
We have a different one here. They yell, "The British are coming. The British are coming."
And boy, howdy do they.
Repeatedly. See you in 1812.
Did Joe really just say that? Joe says a lot of things. Everything Joe says, Joe means to say. It's always deliberate. Always deliberate. Oh, I feel better now that I've got the red weed going on. It makes this less plain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I figured out a way to do this hemicycle house in Minecraft in a way that you could actually have the gaps in the fence work with like slabs and stairs.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I don't know what I'm going to use this on, but it's something kind of different from how I would traditionally build, and that's good. It's a start.
Yeah, I mean that's always useful. Please, we've had enough of the mankind is the real monster and we live only for the kiddies. Please give us real monster movies again now, please and thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really liked in Left 4 Dead how in one of the safe rooms there's a bunch of writing on the wall, and somebody had graffitied on there human. It turns out humans were the real monsters, and then somebody in a different handwriting underneath goes, "No, you idiot! The zombies are the real monsters." And then somebody scrawls underneath that, "Man, I miss the internet."
Yeah. Somebody from The Walking Dead said recently. I was always wondering why the premise of the show, how everybody managed to get infected, and now I don't wonder anymore.
Yeah, why we just let that go?
Yeah, it's a sort of like
we never explore the first few days. Yep.
And it's just sort of like, I now understand how people act in a pandemic. So it makes sense.
Yep.
I will never question it again. Humanity are the real monsters. No, monsters are the real monsters. Why can't both be right? Because one involves introspection.
Aww.
And the other involves facts.
I don't have the capacity for introspection, Cleo. If I did, my life would be fine.
Joe, your problem is you have too much introspection.
Yeah, you're actually right. Allow me to continue to overanalyze everything I do.
I mean, I'm not sure I could stop you even if I tried.
Yeah, no, I mean... Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I mean, there's literally nothing you can do about this, so don't beat yourself up about it.
If I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't, so it's not worth getting stressed about. There are things that are my job, and that is not it. Can we see the tripod? Ooh la! Hang on, let me move slightly over because that's where that sort of ends up. But you can't see what I'm working on there. Okay, I'll move it up slightly. Humans are the real monsters works when it's subversive, not when it's expected. It's true. It's true. Sorry, I don't think I've recentered this properly since I moved. You know what? It's fine. It's fine the way it is. I've decided. I'm gonna.
It's perfect.
It really isn't, but I'll take it. Ula is a Switch's name. If you go and look up The Eve of War, I did send Joe the link to the playlist, but I'm assuming he is not.
Wait, what did you send me a link to?
The playlist of the War of the Worlds.
Oh, gotcha.
but I don't think.
Oh yeah, you did send me that. Sorry, that was.
Did you not see it?
I mean, here's the thing: is like, I'm really busy.
That's fine. I didn't expect you to get to it, but it's just
like,
there.
The problem is, like, when I see something like that come in, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll look at that later.
That's fine.
When I have time, and then I just don't. But I'm not trying to blow you off. I just.
I didn't expect you to do it straight away anyway, but it was more kind of, no, it's there. I've got proof, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, because you seemed very disbelieving that it was a thing.
I was disbelieving, but like the fact that you sent me the playlist, I'm like, she probably wouldn't have fabricated this. That was proof enough. You know.
If I'm very convincing about things, you know, it helps.
Yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get a chance to actually watch Princess Leia's Stolen Death Star plans since we talked last. That was like on my list, but I didn't get to it. I have started rewatching The Leftovers though, which is very good. It's got that Christopher Eccleston in it from England.
Yep, I know Christopher Eccleston. He was a Doctor Who, but he was also Jesus.
Oh yeah, and what did he play Jesus?
The Second Coming.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I wouldn't look it up because it has adult videos when you search that term.
Oh, okay.
I've got a DVD of it, but it's a case of it was really good. It was just sort of like he is the Second Coming, obviously, of Jesus, and it was just sort of like dealing with how that would go down in a modern world, and you know, like obviously the existential crisis of everybody on Earth when they realised that it was.
So it's not played as a joke then.
Oh no, he's genuinely Jesus.
Okay.
So, you know, he does miracles and stuff that are just sort of like, oh no, yeah, that's genuinely a miracle.
Because sometimes stuff like that, you know, like the twist is like, it turns out it was just the devil.
Oh no. It ends up, I mean, it's a 10-year-old thing from, I think, ITV. And so I don't have any qualms about spoiling it because the chances of people finding it online are nil, pretty much. It's a TV two-parter that you really enjoyed, yeah. But it was a case of they were trying to figure out what he got sent back to Earth. Yeah. And they had to find it. He goes, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on because things aren't clear between the big man and himself. And it's just sort of like, I know we have to find the new gospel, the New Testament. Otherwise everything descends into Armageddon. And it was a case of, like his best friend Judith. I
hope she doesn't betray him.
She doesn't betray him actually. Well,
that was a red herring.
It's debatable about whether you consider it a red herring, but she just says you need to die and for real this time and let humans get on with life and let this be the one life that they have. I mean, she does poison it. She does give him rat poison, but she tells him it's rat poison. He's just like. She goes, there's a lot of rat poison in it. It's like, I hope it'll be enough. You know, and she goes, I'll record it. So this is your final testament kind of thing. So, you know.
Okay. I don't know. I'm dubious, but I'm curious.
It was incredibly good, but
Eccleston is so good though. So
I mean, no, that the entire screenplay was really well acted and thought through. So let's put it like there's not many TV 2-part series that I will buy a DVD of at the end. So yeah, whether you'll find it or not.
I mean, I could probably find it on like iTunes or Amazon or something.
Possibly. It's quite old now, so.
Well, I mean that they still want to sell it and make money.
You understand that's not how British TV works, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
All I know about British TV is it gives us Doctor Who.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you found it?
I didn't say I found it. Did someone else say they found it?
Oh, no. You said, there you go. And I assumed... was that in reference to the Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, that's all you need to know about British TV. Except that Peter Capaldi is amazing in the thick of it, which Cleo still hasn't seen.
I have not. I'm aware of its existence, though.
Mm-hmm. So I've done my job.
Yep. Bake Off. Bake Off. It did give us Bake Off, which is now everywhere. Like I got recommended Bake Off Australia to me on YouTube the other day. So it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Bake Off for, sometimes. I don't think I've ever watched like a full series of it. So there's a Bake Off Australia. It's either Bake Off Australia or Bake Off New Zealand. The accent I wasn't entirely convinced of. You look at YouTube, look at those things, and you might find one.
You might find one with an accent you can understand.
I can understand Australia or New Zealand. I know that that's sort of like that's Southern Hemisphere, but they're too closely similar for me that I can't differentiate between the two.
People are saying that I made an Among Us. Did I? I was trying to figure out how to do this pond here with the brick patio. And...
you kind of did a little bit, but but not much. It's like a soupçon of Among Us. It's Among Us light rather than full fat Among Us.
Yeah. What? Like, let me pull up what an Among Us person looks like. Okay.
Junior Bake Off is depressing because I want to do that as a kid but never found gluten-free flour that worked well enough. Junior Bake Off is depressing because like seeing kids fail and cry is too much like being at work. Figure out how to find MasterChef Australia in the US. YouTube. It's on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in... not MasterChef Australia. Bake Off Australia is on YouTube. But I don't know about MasterChef Australia. I low-key forgot you're a teacher until you said... I'm a teacher in qualification only these days. Thank God. I don't think I could deal with what's going on now. I'd be too scared.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I'm surprised that they're not calling you back and being like, hey, we'll pay you extra to be a substitute because we have so many teachers out. Like, in one state, the governor actually wants the National Guard to come in and be substitute teachers. And my question there is, it's like, well, we can't have the kids lose their education time. It's like, yeah, but the National Guard isn't going to be teaching them anything.
No, that's babysitting. They're
just babysitting. Like that's not preserving their classroom time. Preserving their lesson plans would probably be going remote, and they don't want to do that. They'd rather bring in the National Guard.
Franny, the problem with that, Franny says, I'd love to see you guys record spontaneous hangouts on Hermitcraft rather than planned occasions. Love HHH the most. You meet and do stuff without prior planning. But the problem is, we do plan that. We say we're going to do a thing, we do the thing, and then we go our separate ways. You have to plan it because timing is everything. There are times on the server, like I'm on the server, like 50% of my time on the server is times when no one else is on.
Yeah, same. It's just because of the way calendars line up. If you don't schedule it, you can't really get anything. Yeah.
Oh, Anonymous, thank you so much. You guys are so nice. like Anonymous tipped $100 saying a new couch could make your life easier, Cleo. It could. Mm-hmm. And when I was sick and there was no stream, Ahim, one of my viewers, tipped me $100 saying get well soon without me even being here. So it was just sort of like, you guys are just lovely and I don't know how to deal with it. Thank you so much. Oh.
So there, I drew an Among Us. You happy?
But yeah, the reason why we don't do more spontaneous stuff is because we have lives and we're not always on at the same time. You can say more spontaneous, and I'm like, yeah, but even if me and Joe hang out for like 3 hours spontaneously, not all of that would go in a video.
Well, but like on streams though, like sometimes Scar and Cub will just show up during my stream,
which is great. Which is
fantastic. But it's because they're naturally awake at those times because Doc has a baby, keeps waking him up, and Cub and Scar, it's relatively early for them when I'm streaming. You know, but for a lot of the hermits like Cleo's never awake when I'm streaming, really.
No.
So yeah, we would have to plan something.
We do appreciate that that's what people want. We know, we're aware. It's just a case of it's so hard.
We live in different time zones, you know?
Yeah. And I would like to spend more time with Joe, but, you know, I have a life, Joe has a life, and, you know, sometimes we just don't get what we want.
I mean, and that's why we planned this as a way to make sure that we did get to hang out every week. You know?
Yep.
And so it's like, well, this is still a scheduled interaction, but
yeah,
we don't come in here, we don't have a script for the show. Like,
I'll be honest, hermits never have, like, people go, how much of it is scripted? None of it is, there is no script for what we do.
I mean, sometimes I read poems at the end of the episode that I wrote in advance, but sometimes I write the poems on the stream while I'm like, oh, I need to do a poem at the end of this episode. Let's do a haiku. What is in this episode? We looked at a lake. Okay, let's write a haiku about a lake.
But yeah. Scripts require effort, and none of us have the time to be scripting. If we needed scripts, we'd have to outsource that because, you know... So, we plan stuff, but we don't script it, is the difference. And even then, the planning is few and far between.
Okay, give the Among Us guy a pink cowboy hat. Is that what Tango wears?
I don't know. My mother will always like to say it's good to want things. It builds character, and then walk off to do whatever you. Mine too. I want some lunch early. Well, that's good to want. You go fix it yourself if that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Whenever my kid is like, "Daddy, I'm bored," I'm like, "That's fine. You're allowed to be bored." And then she'll be like, but I'm really bored. And I'm like, what you're not allowed to do is bother me when I'm on the phone with freelance clients. You are welcome to go be bored somewhere else, but I can't stay muted indefinitely.
That's the thing, though, is just sort of like, that's nice that you want more of that. That's great. Is it going to happen? No. Scripting is just too much work. Yeah, like most hermits, and I'm not including myself in this because I'm aware, put out 2 videos a week. That is, you know, at the bare minimum. At the barest of barest minimums. Like, if they did recording with no editing, like, or rather minimal editing, that's at least 4 hours of work. Minimum. And most hermits don't spend the minimum. In fact, yeah, I can't think of a hermit that spends the minimum. Like, my videos can take anywhere from 10 to 15 hours usually. So that's for like 10 to 20 minutes. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. And there are hermits that are much more involved than I am. You all right there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just flipping through pages, looking at some of these different buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Since I kind of got done drawing the thing I was drawing. Oh, yeah. This one writer I know, Ben Patton, has a podcast, like a story-based podcast, and that is scripted. And he somebody mentioned in here, like, creators I watch that do scripts usually are open about it and credit the writers. Well, so even though this Ben Patton guy does almost all the work himself on this scripted podcast, he has credits at the end of each of the finale episode of every season. So that way, when people on Twitter go, I didn't understand the end of the season, he goes, oh, that's a list of the people that worked on the show. He doesn't have to talk about the story.
Okay. Well, I actually think I'm done for the day, Joe.
You know, I think I could be too. So, Cleo, it has been fantastic hanging out with you.
Always a pleasure, Joe. I mean, mostly a pleasure, Joe.
partially a pleasure. The longer we talk, the more this is going to get eroded.
Yeah. I am... I know who I'm going to send people to. I'm going to send people to ZF today. So.
I think I will do the same. He's having floaty fun physics with ... dash. So we're going to do /raid ZF plays, and I'm going to copy and paste that for the YouTube people to have a copy of that link as well. So, until next time, Cleo, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.
I will do. I'll see you later, Joe.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
Stop streaming.